Toronto, between the Bucks and the Raptors. When we return, we'll head back out to Toronto and be rejoined by Dave Kane for some final thoughts on this matchup after this on the BMO Bucks Radio Network.
Hey, sports fans! Looking for the best place to buy or sell your game tickets? Then call off the search and head to StubHub. StubHub has been the leading ticket marketplace for buying and selling tickets for over 20 years. So whether you're a courtside kind of person or prefer the view from the 200 level, StubHub will get you where you want to be, always guaranteed. Check it out on StubHub.com or in the app for both iOS and Android today.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 38,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Concordia University is a top-tier, nationally ranked university located on the shores of Lake Michigan. With over 80 programs to choose from, including graduate and doctoral options, CUW offers the majors you're looking for and an exceptional campus life. Getting students ready to change the world since 1881, Concordia University is a faith-filled, tight-knit college community that is all in to help you reach your uncommon potential. Visit cuw.edu to learn more. Concordia University. Live uncommon.
Why Z-Bart? Because cars, trucks, and SUVs still rust. Just look around the parking lot. See those lower panels with the rust spots? How about right above the rear tire? And don't get me started on the bottom of the doors. It doesn't have to happen, people. Rust-proof your vehicle. Z-Bart's rust protection comes with a 10-year warranty that covers all the areas just mentioned and more. Call the company with over 50 years experience in rust proofing. Call Z-Bart.
Bucks courtside.
So we just focus on how can we get better each day, and then you let the results speak for yourself.
On the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Almost tip time in Toronto for the Bucks and the Raptors. And as we just went through on the injury report, the big blow for the Bucks is no Giannis. But some big news for the Raptors as well. You didn't see Christian Koloko in the first matchup between these two teams back on November 1st. And no OG Anunoby or Gary Trent Jr. either. Head back to Toronto and rejoined now by Dave Kane. So, Dave, as we mentioned, obviously Giannis individually is a bigger blow than any of those names. But that's a lot of nice pieces for the Raptors that have given the Bucks fits through the years. Both Anunoby and his defense, and Gary Trent Jr. offensively has been a guy with some big shooting performances against the Bucks.
Yeah, you'll take any help you can get right now, especially the way this thing's been going. You look at it through the years, the Raptors since 2020-21, 7-4 against the Bucks. That's the best in terms of win total of any team against Milwaukee in that time. So, this is a tough assignment regardless of who's playing and who's not. But, so much of this comes down to matchups, too, and it's such a long, lengthy, athletic Toronto team through the years, and this year's no exception. So, for Milwaukee, the last time these guys got together, though, it really came down to so much of it was rebounding. I mean, the Raptors rebounded a season-high 43% of their misses in that game. They were just dominant on the offensive glass, and 51-29 overall. That was the fewest rebounds the Bucks have had in a game going all the way back to 2018. So clearly they got to do a better job cleaning up their misses tonight and rebounding in general. And, some of that comes down to quality shots. And I think that's one of the things that maybe isn't talked about enough. And in both the rebounding piece and then also, this whole idea of transition. We've talked at some measure of length about the Bucks' transition defensive problems this season. Or 26th in the transition defense this season. The Raptors are fourth in transition, or I should say are number one in transition offense. So that really does present a bit of a challenge for Milwaukee. Now, if you can get Toronto into the half court, that is where they have really struggled this season. Last in half-court offense, just under 85 points of play this season. These numbers coming from cleaning the glass numbers. And so, I really think that's so much of this. Can you get these guys from running? And I think, how do you do that? Well, you have good shots. You don't just take shots when they present, you got to have that ball rotation. And I thought Milwaukee did a pretty good job of that against Chicago, and that was one of the stated goals going into that game.
Yeah, good shots, and also you got to limit your turnovers because that is how Toronto gets into transition. That's the way Adrian Griffin wants to play. The aggressive defense that forces turnovers. They did it in Toronto. They continue to do it. So you do have to be judicious and take those good shots, as we've heard from Griff through these first 10 games. But turnovers certainly figure to be a big key there as well. If you can limit that, it'll limit the transition opportunities for this Toronto Raptors team.
And Justin, I'll also add to that point, you have an opportunity to potentially create some turnovers. Milwaukee has not been as good as they'd like to be in terms of forcing turnovers this season, kind of middle of the pack. But this Raptors team typically is taking good care of the ball, but in the first 10 games, they have had some challenges. They've had the league's highest jump in turnover rate, going from number 1 in the league a year ago to 23rd this season. So you might have some opportunities there as well if you play it right.
Yeah, no Fred VanVleet, a big part of that turnover jump for this Raptors team.
And passing more. I mean, both these teams, and we talked about this at length too, they're both shifting identities because they both have first-year head coaches.
Yeah.
So it's a work in progress for both sides, but it seems to have been a little bit more of one for the Bucks, even though they actually come in with a better record tonight.
Well, progress, the key word there, as Adrian Griffin said. We've seen a lot of it since the last time these two teams matched up, and hopefully that continues tonight. The game comes your way next. Dave Kane has the call. It's the Bucks and the Toronto Raptors after this on the BMO Bucks Radio Network.
Flynn in the middle of the floor. His game has really stepped up in the second half.
Since he got the BMO Bucks debit MasterCard, he's been carrying this Bucks team. And I mean that literally. He's at the grocery store, but the team's in his wallet.
Here's a tap, and he's bought some asparagus. What a play!
Carry your team with you when you use the BMO Bucks Debit MasterCard. Plus, enjoy up to 20% off Bucks merchandise at the Pro Shop at Pfizer Forum. Visit BMO.com/bankcard for more details. Banking products are subject to approval and are provided in the U.S. by BMO Bank and a member FDIC.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health has Medicare Advantage plans that give you $25 a month back towards your Medicare Part B premium? That's $300 a year back in your pocket. Isn't that great? Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal. Certain restrictions apply to the Part B giveback. Visit networkhealth.com/Medicare/extra benefits for details.
Hands of the Raptors. Tonight, Milwaukee will get a shot at payback as Coach Adrian Griffin leads his team into the same building where he was an assistant for the past 5 years. And with that as the backdrop, this is Dave Kane welcoming you once again into our play-by-play coverage of Bucks basketball. On the heels of a home win 2 nights ago, Bucks tonight looking to slowly establish their new identity in this early going of the season. Tonight, an opportunity to show off any improvement that the team has made since that fateful night 2 weeks ago when Toronto more or less dominated just about every phase of the game in that last meeting. However, they're going to have to do it without their top scorer and former defensive player of the year and Giannis Antetokounmpo. We'll talk more about that shortly and some of the guys that aren't here. But first, a few words from our partners as Bucks basketball is presented, as always, by BMO. BMO is the official bank of the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's go Bucks. By Jockey. For nearly 150 years, Jockey has been providing comfort and caring for generations of families because when you're comfortable, nothing feels better. Shop Jockey.com. By Go Right Way, make us part of your next trip for stress-free service to and from the Milwaukee and Chicago airports. By Valley Sports Wisconsin, the heart to the Milwaukee Bucks fan. By Sargento Cheese, the official cheese of the Bucks. By Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. By Uline, the shipping and packaging supply specialist. By Potawatomi Casino Hotel. By Cousin Subs, we believe in better. And by Michelob Ultra, reminding you it's only worth it if you enjoy it. So, again, no Giannis tonight for the first time this season, and boy, it comes at a time where he was playing some of his best basketball. 30-10 games in 4 of his last 5 games played, including 35 points, 11 rebounds as part of the win against Chicago. Struggled last time here in Toronto, but he will not have a chance to play. But the guy that was tormenting him so much of that time is also out. No OG Anunoby for the Toronto Raptors. Gary Trent Jr. also sits this one out. So we'll get a chance to look at a couple young faces in these starting lineups. Speaking of which, we'll talk about those BMO starting lineups. But before we do, we step aside. Coming back, opening tip straight ahead. You're locked into the BMO Bucks Radio Network.
This BMO Bucks Radio Network broadcast is sponsored by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee, Concordia University of Wisconsin, BMO, Go Right Way, Valley Sports Wisconsin, Sargento Cheese, The Freighter, and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, Uline, Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Cousin Subs, Michelob Ultra, Menards, Toyota, and Woodman's Food Market. Tip-off is next on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Do you love your car? I mean, do you really love your car? And do you want that car to be the shiniest on the road? If you answered yes, then you need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Our ceramic Z-Gloss not only outshines, it provides protection against dirt, bugs, acid rain, bird droppings, and other paint-damaging contaminants. Now listen to this. It lasts 7 years. That's right, 7 years. Guaranteed. So if you really love your car, show it some love with Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Just Google Z-Bart.
Concordia University is a top-tier, nationally ranked university located on the shores of Lake Michigan. With over 80 programs to choose from, including graduate and doctoral options, CUW offers the majors you're looking for and an exceptional campus life. Getting students ready to change the world since 1881, Concordia University is a faith-filled, tight-knit college community that is all in to help you reach your uncommon potential. Visit cuw.edu to learn more. Concordia University. Live uncommon.
Just like the Milwaukee Bucks, Coakley Brothers has developed into a world-class national player. We perform office work for clients in the U.S. and Canada who need help in managing their national locations. We project manage and execute dozens of jobs at once, communicating progress in real time through photos and digital dashboards. I'm Peggy Coakley. You know us for excellence in Milwaukee and Wisconsin. Now you can count on us anywhere in the Americas to handle your time-sensitive projects.
Bango's Kids Club, presented by BMO, is the Milwaukee Bucks fan club for kids ages 3 to 12. Visit bucks.com/kids club for free activities delivered right to your inbox.
Well, just about ready to put this one in the air. 104th all-time meeting between the Bucks and the Raptors, who have won 7 of the last 10 in this series, including a lopsided 130-111 game in this building just 2 weeks ago. These teams will play each other 3 times this season. Next meeting not coming till all the way on April the 5th. But let's take a look at your starting lineups now. They are presented, as always, by BMO. BMO, the official bank of the Milwaukee Bucks. And we'll start it off with the Raptors under the direction of their first-year head coach, Darko Rajakovic. His team 5 wins, 5 losses, coming off of a major come-from-behind win against the Wizards on Monday night. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But his starting 5 tonight, he was questionable coming in, but Dennis Schroeder, the 11th-year man out of Germany, will be playing tonight and starting at the point guard spot in his first season with the Raptors. Played outstanding basketball last time these teams played. He had 24 points, 11 assists, but was questionable with knee soreness coming into this one tonight. But he does get the start here tonight next to Scotty Barnes in the backcourt. 6'9", 227-pound, 30-year man out of Florida State is their leading scorer, leading rebounder, and among their leading assist guys as well. He's averaging better than 20 points and almost 10 rebounds a game, and better than 5.5 assists per contest. He's been doing it all as he has played exceptional basketball here so far early in the season. The rookie, Grady Dick, will be getting his first career start tonight. 19 years old, out of the University of Kansas. He comes into this game averaging 3.7 points a game. His shot has not been working with him the way he'd like it to be. He's known as a sharpshooter, but just 27% so far from beyond the arc this year. Again, for the rookie out of the University of Kansas. He'll share that front court with Pascal Siakam, 6'9", 230 pounds. Siakam in his 8th season out of New Mexico State, originally by way of Cameroon, averaging 19.5 points a game to go with his 7.3 rebounds a game on the heels of a big 26-point, or I should say 39-point, 11 rebounds, 7 assist game against Washington one night ago, including what proved to be the game winner in that game late. Jakob Poeltl rounds out the starting 5 at 7'1", 245 pounds. 8th-year man out of the University of Utah and Austria, as he comes into this game tonight, averaging 10.3 points, 7.9 rebounds. That's second on the team, as that's going to be what will ultimately be his 11th start in as many games this year for the Raptors. And now for the Bucks starting lineups under Adrian Griffin. Here's a new look for the Bucks tonight.
Dame Lillard, Oakland, California, a.k.a. Brookfield, California. V. Weber State University.
Malik Beasley, Atlanta, Georgia.
D, Florida State University.
Andre Jackson, Amsterdam, New York, UConn Huskies.
Chris Middleton, Charleston, South Carolina, Texas A&M.
Brooke Lopez, Fresno, California, Stanford University.
So that other name you heard, Andre Jackson, another rookie making his NBA career start number 1 tonight. 2 rookies making their debuts in the starting lineups tonight here between these two teams, thanks to the injuries. Of course, Giannis is out tonight as he will be resting that sore right calf. He did go to practice today, just didn't feel comfortable enough on it, so we'll watch that with Milwaukee set to play on the road again on Friday night as part of the in-season tournament in Charlotte with another game the next night back in Milwaukee against Dallas. You do not want him to be out for any extended period of time, that is for sure. So Milwaukee 6 wins and 4 losses. They're coming off of the 118-109 win against the Bulls on Monday night against a Raptors team that came back from another 20-point deficit. Second time in 8 days. They were 23 down, but closed the game on a 22-1 run to beat the Washington Wizards, who the Bucks will see coming up next Monday. So Milwaukee tonight in their association edition white uniforms. They've got the green numbers and lettering, Bucks spelled out across the front. The green stripe up and down the sides with the Bucks decal on the sides of the shorts. It is the Raptors in their statement edition black uniforms tonight. Raptors spelled almost in a pyramid formation on the front side in red letters with red numbers below them with a white outline. Nameplates in white. They've got the red.
The totals and the numbers later. The ball is up and it's won, controlled by the Bucks. Lillard across center court, dropping it to Lopez just above that far elbow. Pirtle's leaning on him right now. Lopez puts it on the floor, into the paint, stops on a dime, fades, fires, misses the shot, and the Raptors grab the rebound. And they're going to call a travel in the backcourt.
Hold on
Pascal Siakam.
Hold on. I got no problem with that. As long as we do it every time. I got no problem with that. Because guys travel in the front court and they call it late in the game. Great, call it. I'm looking for that call for the rest of the game. The same with the carrying and the double dribble and everything else. Remember they called one late in the game on Pascal, dribbled it off his leg, and they great. Then call it all the time. I'm cool with that.
Jonesy, as you were breaking that down, no harm, no foul, as the Bucks bobbled the inbound pass, and Chris Middleton just threw it away right into the hands of Grady Dick. Dick's got it right now, over on the wing far side to Barnes, driving to the paint, turning, firing at the far elbow, spinning over Middleton, missed the shot, rebound to Lillard. Bucks get the stop, here they come. It's Lillard, far side, driving on Schroeder, into the lane, weaving through traffic, the contest from Pirtle. Yak thought he got it clean, but they're going to call Pirtle with the foul and send Dame Lillard to the free throw line.
This is the thing that, as I said, Eric, and the keys you've got to be aware of tonight, the fact that Dame Lillard, without Giannis, you know, he was trying to fit in before. He didn't have to fit in now.
Right.
He could have the ball in his hands and go to town.
At the stripe, Dame dips, fires, and makes the first one. That's the first point of the game, 1-0 Milwaukee. 49 seconds gone by in this game. Lillard with the second one coming in mere moments. He's got the bright shoes on, look like a highlighter out there. He rattles down the second one, 2-zip Milwaukee. Schroeder, far lane, cross center, drops it to Pascal. Siakam, far side, hands off to Dick. Schroeder now has it up top straight away to Pirtle. Inside the arc, above the near elbow, back to Pascal. Pascal driving on the near side, passes off in the corner, near side. Barnes 3-ball, triple is good, busted. 3-2 Raptors, and quickly ahead come the Bucks.
Scotty doing a great job shooting those shots with conviction and confidence.
Cut off on the baseline, far side, it was Beasley. They kick back out to Lillard on the wing far side, triple no good. On the baseline, it's chased down though by Jackson, and as he tried to save it, he looked to throw it off Barnes, and Scotty very adeptly jumping out of the way, and Jackson throws it out of bounds. So the Raptors get the ball back with a 3-2 lead. We're about 90 seconds gone by here in the opening quarter. Thanks for tuning in on a Wednesday night right here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, the Raptors radio network. Barnes, free throw line. He elevated, he was contested, missed the shot, but tracked down his own miss. Raptors, second chance opportunity. Schroeder busted. Triple is good from straight away.
Great ball movement. Scotty Barnes looking like Giannis on that one, missing the shot, then just raising up above everybody to get the rebound.
Here comes Lillard, gets to the free throw line, bobbled the ball, butterfingered it, and it's saved on the baseline by Schroeder. So back-to-back turnovers for Milwaukee. Here come the Raptors. Schroeder spinning in the lane, dropping it to a cutting Pirtle off glass and in, and a quick timeout for Adrian Griffin. Raptors on an 8-0 run.
Well, great job, Schroeder. Coming down, a little look away, great spacing in the screen and roll. It was too far for the defense to recover, to cut off Pirtle's angle. He was able to lay it up and in.
We'll step aside for the break with 9:54 to go in the opening quarter. It's the Raptors leading 8-2 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Sports played on a field or ice or course, Bet Rivers is the place. Over, under, money lines, same game parlays, it's all fine. We'll put a smile on your face.
Bet on the sports you love with Bet Rivers Sportsbook.
Take a chance.
Must be 19 plus. Available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but I am a superhero. I love helping people consolidate their debts, and that's what I did for the Smiths. I took their bills and zoom, wha-bam, zap, turn them into one low monthly payment. No, the sound's not necessary, but it's part of the fun.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
Just for license 12616.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith. Paul Jones with you. Raptors leading 8-2. Jonesy, what have you liked from what you've seen for the start for the Raptors?
The start, the defense. Milwaukee's 0 of 2. 3 turnovers already. Raptors scoring in transition, 5 points, and that's why Adrian Griffin said, hold on a second right away. Like, this needs to stop. And he didn't stop the train early last time as the Raptors won that game by 19 points. And I don't think he wants a repeat. I know he doesn't want a repeat of that tonight.
So the Raptors back out onto the floor. Coming out of the timeout, Bucks with the ball as they inbound, and Jackson brings it up across center for Milwaukee, handing it to Beasley on the near side. Now backing out above the arc, now driving over toward the far side, still above the arc on a switch picked up by Pirtle, getting into the lane, elevates over Yakin, drops down the jumper, and that's the first field goal of the game for Milwaukee.
Well, coming out of the timeout, good play run by Adrian Griffin to get Milwaukee on the board.
We're going to get Grady Dick on a foul. The offensive foul goes against Grady, so the possession quickly wiped out for the Raptors. We're going the other way, and Milwaukee will have a chance to put a couple more on the board with Toronto leading 8-4. 2.5 minutes gone by in this opening quarter. Lillard came around a screen, was looking to find Lopez. It went off a Raptor foot. Lopez wanted the call, and the refs didn't blow the whistle. Raptors pick up the ball, and it's another Milwaukee turnover. Siakam near side, lobs it down low for Pirtle, and that was a lazy pass. That was an easy pickoff.
Too much air under it. Needed to be a little bit more direct if you're Pascal, a little more juice on it.
Goes out of bounds off Toronto as the Raptors got into the pass lanes, deflected off Pirtle. It's going to be an inbound on the far side, in that far corner actually, for Dame Lillard with 8:58 to go in the opening quarter. Lillard still waiting to throw it in. The official hasn't handed him the ball yet, and finally here we go. 15 on the shot clock for Milwaukee. Middleton trying to spin away from Barnes, and we're going to get a defensive 3-second violation on Jakob Poeltl. He was kind of cheating in the lane a little bit there, Jonesy. And that's a tough one because he really didn't need to do that. The ball was still stuck in the corner, and Middleton was just trying to go mano-a-mano with Barnes.
And listen, it happens because of Toronto's focus on protecting the paint. When you think about the Raptors, and even in the last game, they were outscored by 8 3-pointers, but their points in the paint were terrific, and that's what helped get them the win. And it's something that, like I talked about with Ailish and Justin in the pregame, the traditional old school kind of defense, protect the paint and work out from there. So I'm not surprised to see Yak kind of caught like that.
Elevating for the jumper and knocking it down from distance. Middleton, he's coming into this game averaging under 12 points. This is an all-star player who can fill it up, and I wonder with Giannis out if that kind of increases things for Middleton too.
Well, there's shots to be taken, right?
Barnes over to Grady Dick on the far sideline, puts it on the floor trying to beat Lillard. Got to the baseline, cut off, passes back up top to Barnes. It's deflected away by Milwaukee. It'll be sideline out of bounds for the Raptors with 6 on the shot clock.
I like Grady kind of probing there, see what he can get against Dame, and he was very disciplined in not forcing a bad shot.
Raptors off the inbound, missed the shot down low. Poeltl was there for the tip, couldn't get it to go. And back the other way comes Milwaukee with the ball trailing. Not check that, off the 3, it was tied, it's 8-8. They're looking for the lead now. Jackson under the 10, back out on the perimeter. Another 3 ball up, no good. This time it was Beasley, but he missed it. Schroeder crosses up Beasley into the lane, went left, spins right, passes out. Siakam open 3 ball, too strong. And Pascal still having his issues from distance. Middleton, far sideline. He elevates again for the triple, no good. Jackson, though, taps it out to Beasley. Second chance opportunity for Milwaukee on the baseline. Back out to Lopez on the perimeter. Driving now, far side. Lillard, left-hand scoop is good. And Milwaukee now on an 8-0 run to regain the lead at 10-8.
You're not surprised. Damian Lillard, that's something that he's done all the time when he's the man. And as I said, no Giannis tonight, so got to control him.
Poeltl with an up and under layup and too strong, and he just botched it. He blew it.
He had the presence of Brook Lopez. Go at him. Go at him. Make him block the shot.
And a triple in the far corner is good as Beasley buries it. And Milwaukee's run now is 11-0. So it was 2-zip Milwaukee to start the game. The Raptors came back on an 8-0 run to go up 8-2. And now since that last Milwaukee timeout, 11-0 is the run. And the Bucks have opened up a 5-point lead.
Well, let's see if Toronto can halt the train, get something out of the timeout, set your half-court defense. Damian Lillard's the guy. Got to be aware of him.
We'll step aside for the break with 7:09 to go. Opening quarter. It's Toronto Raptors basketball brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Do more in a reliable Subaru, they said. Enjoy more time together to go more places with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, they said. More award-winning safety for more peace of mind, but to listen to one song over and over again with fantastic acoustics. I love you, family, but the singing, nobody warned me about the singing.
Hurry to your local Subaru dealer and get more out of every kilometer this fall, including more karaoke.
Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at MonteCarloInns.com.
Monte Carlo Inns. This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. The Raptors on the wrong end of an 11-0 Milwaukee run. And Jonesy, last time we came out of the timeout, I said, what do you like from what the Raptors are doing? Let me ask you the same question. What don't you like now? Because the script really got flipped in a matter of 2-3 minutes.
Didn't contain. Lillard got a layup. Few free throws. Middleton working wide open. I mean, he worked for those looks. He worked for those buckets in one-on-one situations. So I don't necessarily hate it, but I just think you have to be mindful of who your opponent is.
Bobby Portis checking into the ball game for Milwaukee. Malachi Flynn coming in for the Raps. And Scotty Barnes sits down. That's kind of the case as it usually goes. Grady Dick missing in the near corner right in front of the Milwaukee bench. Lillard, 3-ball, leans into it. The contest was there, but from the wing near side right in front of us, he buried it almost off 1 foot. It's now a 14-0 run.
What did I tell you about Dame Lillard? That's the time. That's the guy you got to be aware of.
There you go.
That's his first personal foul game for Milwaukee, team foul number 1.
Raptors inbounding here on the near side, Malachi Flynn. Foul was just picked up by Bobby Portis, a little too rough on Jakob Poeltl. Raptors get it to Siakam. He's trying to make his way down to the block near side. He's got Portis on him. He passes out to Flynn on the perimeter. Up fake, sidestep, triple. Malachi, good footwork, but no finish there as the shot rimmed out. So the drought continues for the Raptors as they have dipped down to 3 of 11, 27%, and another triple in the far corner for Beasley.
Got to guard the three-point line. Got it. Again, know who your opponent is. Beasley had a season high against Toronto on November 1st.
Jonesy, it's a 17-0 run in only 3.5 minutes. Chris Boucher getting set to check in. Here comes Siakam. Went right, spins left and off glass. He finishes, and that's a big bucket right there for the Raptors. They needed that one, to say the least. And on the inbound, a little too aggressive in the backcourt. Dennis Schroeder picks up a foul. Got a little too handsy on Dame Lillard. Toronto down 19-10, just past the midway point of the opening quarter. 5:53 to go in the frame, to be exact. Boucher coming into the ball game. Checking in for Grady Dick. Poeltl just snuffed out the layup attempt from Dame Lillard on the far side. Great job by Jakob. Raptors had numbers, but Lillard quickly comes back into the play. Contests the shot from Flynn. Malachi misses the triple in front of the Bucks bench. Ball loose on the floor. Flynn nearly got it, but it's taken away by Milwaukee. Beasley has it. Far side. Bumped from behind by Flynn. Gets into the paint, passes back up top to Lillard. Dame near that Raptor logo. Whips a pass down low, and Portis cut in the back door, lays it in. The Raptors didn't see him.
Ball pressure not there, and again, it was off a scramble situation, sometimes very difficult to match up.
Schroeder at the free throw line, out to Boucher on the wing near side. The triple rattles a couple of rims and bounces out. Toronto 2 of 7 to start the game from distance. The Bucks are 4 of 7. Milwaukee leading by 11, 21-10. Portis backing down toward the block, far side, spinning now on the fade, firing over Pascal, missed it, and Boucher with the rebound. Flynn across center, lobs the pass to Pascal on the near side, going at Portis now, went right, spins back left to the baseline, beautiful handoff pass to Chris Boucher, who lays it in.
Great job by Pascal, going at the matchup and going quickly before the double team could form, forcing him to give up the ball.
Siakam with 3 assists already. Raptors, though, trailing by 9, 21-12. Straight down Main Street and laying it up and in. Dame Lillard. He turned the corner at the top of the arc and went right down the heart of the lane.
Well, that's what Darko is not happy about and why we have another timeout. Toronto's pick and roll defense, which has been pretty good, has not materialized. Lillard, again, working in space out on the floor, knowing that he's the main ball handler, he's the main creator tonight. You've got to contain him. You really do. You've got to kind of wall him off to one side so everybody knows what you're doing on the screen, where the help is. That one, he went right down the middle of the floor. When the ball's in the middle, if you're a help defender, you don't know, am I on the strong side here, ready to help and close out, or am I on the weak side, ready to come across?
First quarter action here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. And the Raptors right now in the midst of a offensive funk here mid-first quarter. It started well for Toronto, but the script got flipped real quick. Raptors trailing 23-12. Lillard already with 10 on 3 of 5 shooting. 8 points for Beasley. That's 18 from the backcourt on a combined 6 of 9 shooting. And the three-point prowess has been there for Milwaukee as well. They are shooting an even 57% from the floor and an even 57% from distance, out-rebounding the Raptors 10-6 as well. Schroeder over to Siakam. Pascal inside the arc, finding Schroeder, who flicks it back to Pascal up top. Bobbled the ball off the foot of Antetokounmpo, and not the one you're thinking of, as Schroeder spins in the lane now, fires up the shot, missed it, air ball, tapped around down low. Boucher couldn't squeeze, nor could Pirtle, and the Bucks come away with the ball down the floor, and laying it up and in is Antetokounmpo.
Well, Thanasis is the guy, very physical, and he's the guy that's assigned to Pascal right now.
Triple, Flynn, near sideline, missed it, in traffic, rebound to Pirtle, kicks out to Schroeder, 3-ball far wing, missed it. Raptors now 2 of 9. Are they trying to shoot themselves back in it?
Well, those are good looks. They're looks that you got to make, though.
Far corner, Antetokounmpo over to Portis, back to Antetokounmpo, to Connaughton. Connaughton now driving into the paint, hands it off. Antetokounmpo missed it. Looked like he got bumped, but no whistle. Take it and run if you're a Raptor fan. Driving far side, Siakam all the way to the 10 and went right at Portis and laid it in.
Good way to do it with the guy who's assigned to guard you in Antetokounmpo out of the lineup.
Lillard just split defenders, got by Boucher and Schroeder, got to the 10, fouled from behind by Pascal Siakam, and Lillard is going to the free throw
Wonder
line.
if the Raptors might think about changing their screen and roll coverage. The way they're playing Dame right now, he's beating not just the 2 people in the screen and roll. I mean, he beat 3 people there before he got to the hoop. Do you play it a little softer? Do you change it? Do you say, okay, Dame, we know you can shoot the 3. How about trying to beat us from out there consistently while you're only shooting 27% on the year? Not that you can't do it, but I mean, he's 11 points right now, 3 of 5, but he's been to the line 4 times already.
Lillard knocked down the first one. 26-14 is the score. Milwaukee leading by 12, shooting 56%. The Raptors at 30%. Lillard's second free throw is good, and Milwaukee leads 27-14, a 13-point lead, biggest of the game for the Bucks right now, as Flynn brings it across center court. Over to Siakam, back to Flynn. Malachi near side, trying to get a step on Connaughton, goes back out under the perimeter to Pascal, dropping it inside the arc to Precious Achiuwa, has checked in. Over to Barnes. Scotty now driving in the paint, fires a pass back cross court over to Malachi on the baseline near side. Running floater is up and in for Malachi Flynn.
Great job by Malachi. They ran him off the line. He punched in. Great jump stop and raising up under control. Scotty Barnes now guarding Dame Lillard.
Lillard's got it right now. Driving on the near side, goes to the 10, and they're going to call a foul on Chris Boucher. Chris doesn't like the call, and back to the line goes Lillard for attempts 6 and 7 in the opening quarter.
He thought that he was trying to tell Robert Hussey that he turned the corner and he grabbed my arm on the way up.
I didn't see a lot of contact.
I just saw a play on there, if you ask me.
Lillard's got 12 and counting. A heck of a start for Dame Lillard and the Bucks. As he knocks down the first free throw, it's 28-16. 2:20 to go here, opening quarter. Again, first quarter action brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. Lillard's second free throw coming in mere moments. Wearing that 0 on the back of that white jersey, the green and cream colored 0 goes on the free throw. 14 points for Lillard. He's got essentially half of Milwaukee's points, with the Bucks leading 29-16. Handing it off on the perimeter. It's Precious to Pascal, far elbow. Siakam driving, off glass, awkward shot. Hit the side of the backboard. Milwaukee's got the ball and numbers, 5-on-4. Boucher got back though, knocked it away from Connaughton, but then it went off Malachi, who was trying to squeeze the ball. It's going to be Milwaukee ball on the baseline with 2:03 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and Eric, listen, Adrian Griffin knows something. Thanasis Antetokounmpo is a little used player. Like when you you look down, he's only played in 3 games. He's averaging less than a point a game, but he's a physical player. Maybe that's what Adrian Griffin feels can disrupt Pascal.
Portis with a triple far corner. That's been the hot spot for the Bucks. If this was NBA Jam, that place would be on fire down there in the corner. 32-16, the Bucks have doubled up the Raptors. 1:47 to go in the first. Barnes down Main Street, strong drive and a soft touch at the rim for Scotty Barnes. Raptors have dug themselves another big hole, and they're gonna have to mount the comeback yet again tonight. Lillard tried to get nifty with a left-hand pass, missed Antetokounmpo in the lane. Down the other end comes Chris Boucher, and he lost the handle instead of giving it up, tried to maybe do too much. Back the other way come the Bucks, and Beauchamp gets it to go.
Well, live ball turnover now. Your 3-on-1 turns into a 3-on-1 for them.
34-18, 16-point lead. Far corner. Flynn now toward the perimeter as he keeps the dribble alive, cross court, right to left over to Barnes. Thought about the 3, goes back to Malachi, back to Barnes, down Main Street, driving, laying it up and in. Look at that wingspan from Scotty Barnes.
Well, good job by Scotty getting the cut to the basket.
Ticking under a minute to go now, opening quarter. Lillard across center, 34-20. Raptors trailing, and now an illegal screen on Pat Connaughton as Barnes goes to the floor, luckily not hurt as he gets right back up. But the Bucks turn it over, give it to the Raptors with 50.6 seconds to play. Raptors down 14, but they'll have a chance here to maybe get this down to 10 or less if they could take care of business on a little 2-for-1 opportunity here.
I don't think you want to live on 15-point comebacks in the fourth quarter. Eric, we had the stat in our little chat on Instagram before the game. There have been 3 games where teams trailed by 15 or more in the fourth quarter this year, and Toronto's been in every one.
And they're 2-1 in those games as Barnes treads water on the other side off the jumper. He missed it down low, tapped away by Boucher. So the Raptors unable to convert on the offense or unable to grab that offensive rebound. And Jonesy, the one loss they have was the game against the Chicago Bulls where they ultimately lost in overtime, and that was a game that the last 2-minute report said they technically probably should have won.
Yeah, they beat San Antonio and Washington in that situation.
Payne misses the triple for the Bucks as he just checked in, but the Bucks track down the offensive rebound, so second chance opportunity. Cameron Payne has it again on the near side. Not shy to shoot, and why not, as he drops down that jumper from 17 feet it goes, 36-20, and it should be last shot time for the Raptors with 15.8 seconds to go in the quarter.
Saturday in Orlando, he had a season-high 14. Not a guy that, if you're the Raptors, you want to let shake free.
One-time Raptor.
Yes. And had a really difficult time while he was here, and then went to Phoenix and broke out. Maybe the system, maybe the player timing and maturity, and now he's a pretty valued commodity around the Milwaukee Bucks.
Flynn inbounding on the near side. Gets it to Barnes down Main Street. Passes off far corner. Achua thought about the 3, now drives into the paint. He's got to go. He gets off the shot. He missed it. And the tip no good for Boucher as it came after the buzzer. 36-20. But there's a technical foul coming in right now, right as the teams were leaving the floor. Trying to see who they're ultimately calling it on. But Robert Hussey, the official, number 86, whistled immediately for the tech.
Now the other 2 officials, the veteran Sean Corbin.
Are they calling a flop on Antetokounmpo?
Well, if it's
on the inbound pass, when Flynn gave it to Barnes, Thanasis went flying down to the floor, and I wonder if there was a late whistle on a flop.
Well, if it's a flop, it's 1 free throw, and we haven't seen the signal, which is kind of half a shot clock violation, touching the shoulder and extending the arm. We're going to get Gedimidas Petritis on the headset here.
Well, there's the signal from Robert Hussey.
He made the signal?
He did just do it with
All
his
right,
right
so
arm.
that's what it was, the flop. So it would mean 1 free throw for the Raptors. Sorry, not a flop. Secondary theatrical exaggerated movement.
They couldn't have come up with words that would spell out FLOP?
No.
Let's step aside for the break. Come back with second quarter action on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The best Black Friday sale ever is on now at 2001 Audio Video. All home audio, all streaming audio, and all 4K smart TVs with 2-year warranty are all on sale. Chain-wide, at the lowest prices of the year and the guaranteed lowest Black Friday prices anywhere. 2001, your home entertainment experts.
2001 Audio and Video 2001.
This winter, you may ask, oh, what fun is it to ride the 2024 Honda CR-V Hybrid? Well, dashing through the snow in a 204 horsepower sleigh, jingling all the way with Apple CarPlay and heated leather seats, you'll discover that the CR-V Hybrid isn't just efficient, it's made for fun adventures. And to make spirits even brighter, you don't have to wait to take one home. The 2024 CR-V EXL Hybrid is in stock today. Lease from just $149 weekly at 7.69% for 60 months, $2,650 down, OAC taxes extra. See HondaOntario.com.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. As we get set to start the second quarter, the Raptors trail 36-20, and Jonesy, we were right on top of it. That is the call. Antetokounmpo, Thanasis, that is. Again, Giannis not playing tonight, was whistled for the technical foul. It came prior to the expiration of the first quarter. So the second quarter begins with Scotty Barnes at the free throw line. He makes the free throw, so the Raptors now trail 36-21. Down 15 officially as the second quarter now will begin. The Raptors will have the ball to start the frame.
I like that. I wish, I haven't seen many of it. The Raptors, this is game 11, and I've seen it 3 times, I think. And I think they need to be more stringent in calling it. It'll take it out of the game.
Flynn across center. Handing it off now to Otto Porter, who's checked in to begin this frame. McDaniels is out there as well. Rajakovic going deep into his bench in this ball game, and rightfully so, with the Raptors struggling again to get the scoring going. Down in the block, now into the lane, and softly finishing is Precious Achiuwa right at the rim. Good footwork there from Precious. Cameron Payne back from Milwaukee across center with the Bucks leading by 13.
We've seen far less three-point attempts from Precious this year. He's really concentrating on the mid-range and close to the basket stuff.
Middleton. Nobody else touching the ball there. He got the pass from Cameron Payne and just kept it himself and knocked down a contested jump shot on a triple. I thought he was actually just inside the arc, but they gave him a 3. Or did they?
Well, you can review that and change it.
The official score in front of us says 3. The one on the scoreboard says 2. I thought it was inside the arc. We'll get it cleaned up in a minute. Either way, the Raptors are down 15 or 16. And now it looks like they have cleaned it up. It is going to be a long 2, so at least I know my eyes aren't deceiving me. It's a 15-point lead for the Bucks. Malachi Flynn at the logo at center, passing over to Precious. Far side, inside the arc. Achiuwa cross court, right to left to McDaniels. McDaniels down Main Street, bumps into Middleton, and then tried for a finger roll scoop from about 7 feet away. Didn't get the call and missed the shot. Middleton on the wing far side, covered by McDaniels. Cross court on the near side over to Payne. Payne, he's going to elevate for a jumper, missed that one, and a rebound to Scotty Barnes. Barnes will bring it across center himself. Going at Beauchamp, lost the handle and picked up by Middleton. Chris Middleton skipping to the tin, missed it. Nobody there for the Raptors though until Flynn comes back and scrapes back and gets that ball knocked away. And then the ball is loose on the floor, and we're going to have a loose ball foul going against the Bucks.
Great job by Flynn to come back and scrape back. He did get the foul, but precariously close to losing the possession. Use 2 hands to pick up the ball.
Yep.
It's like you tell the kids in biddy ball, pick it up and then start your dribble. Don't dribble out of a fray.
10:15 to go, second quarter. Raptors trailing 38-23. Barnes over to Achiuwa on the wing far side, covered by Portis. Looking for Barnes in the lane, couldn't get it to him. He goes crossword instead to McDaniels. He drives to the tin and lost the handle again. Another Raptor turnover. And what a job by Milwaukee. Cameron Payne on the far side to a cutting Beauchamp, who went to the tin, Jonesy, and dunked it down.
Live ball turnovers. Raptors 6 turnovers, giving up 7 points.
9:47 to go here, second quarter. Barnes in the lane, floats it up, and it takes 3 victory laps around the rim, and the toilet bowl flushes for Scotty Barnes. Raptors still down big, though. It's 40-25, Bucks leading. Portis on the near side, turning to face McDaniels. Elevates for the jumper and knocks it in clean. The Bucks are shooting a whopping 58%.
You know, the rebounding too, Eric. Raptors had a huge rebounding edge last time Milwaukee was in here. Not so right now.
Back the other way, Malachi Flynn cuts to the 10 on the far side, spreads his body out, scoops it up and in, and gets it to go, and it's going to be a 3-point opportunity now coming for Flynn. Beauchamp picks up the foul. That'll be his second. Team foul number 3. Raptors down 42-27.
Nice job by Malachi, being aggressive, getting to the hoop. Listen, the paint points are something that Toronto has always done well on. Their defense has to pick up, though. They're getting to the basket. They're getting decent looks. Got to knock down some threes, but got to stop this right here.
Middleton up top to Portis. Thought about the 3, instead he's bringing the ball over toward the near side, now hanging off to Jackson. Back over to Portis on the baseline. Otto Porter's in front of him. Portis now at the near elbow. Drops a pass right into the lane and under the 10. Beauchamp missed the shot. He wanted to call, didn't get it. And Precious picks up the ball. Here comes Flynn across center on the near side. Inside the arc, turning around, spinning and firing a pass to McDaniels. Cross court over to Barnes, far side. Scotty trying to work with a screen set by McDaniels. Gets to the free throw line. Barnes now leans in, scoops it with the left, missed it. And on an own put-back jam, he couldn't get it to go, but he was fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Looked like he was doing the old Tracy McGrady off the backboard to yourself, but that was just an errant left-handed shot. But the second jump by Scotty, bounding off the floor.
In a hurry.
Wow. I mean, that is, that's old-fashioned. You know, you're the first one that know you've missed the shot. Go get your rebound. And kind of a trend that Nick Nurse started in Toronto years ago, rather than peeling back and getting on defense, you hustle up and get your rebound.
Jonesy, some breaking news in the NBA that people might be interested in. If you're an NBA fan, you obviously saw what happened last night with Golden State and Minnesota. As Scotty Barnes misses the second free throw, but the Raptors track down the offensive rebound, so they've got a chance here to put more on the board, trailing by 13. McDaniels crosses up Beauchamp, gets in the lane. He misses the left-hand scoop, and the Bucks pick up the ball. Sprinting down the floor comes Cameron Payne, going at the 10, missed it, and a late bump comes in on Achua, and they're going to call the foul on Precious. To jump back to what I was talking about with Minnesota and Golden State, and Draymond Green with the chokehold on Rudy Gobert, the NBA has just suspended Draymond Green for 5 games.
Yeah, listen, past history.
Yep.
And there's a lot of controversy around it, Eric. They say when you go in, when I went into a fray like that, I grabbed my guy and I tried to get him out of there.
But not around the neck and throat.
No, like, you know, tried to get in between and then put my back to the opposition and grab my guy and back him out of there, push him out of there while I was looking forward. Generally, you don't go in and grab somebody else, because if you're peacemaker, even at heated, emotional times like that, you're going to be seen. And Rudy went in and grabbed Klay Thompson. My thing is, I'm like hockey there. If 2 guys are fighting, you go in and grab your own guy. If you don't, and you grab the other guy, you're the 3rd man in. And anybody who comes in after that, all of you are gone.
Oh, I don't disagree with that assessment. Rudy Gobert should have been ejected last night. The fact that he was able to stay in the game, but both Thompson and Green were out. I mean, Green, it's obvious he had to go out, but Rudy Gobert shouldn't have been playing. But Draymond Green, I'll tell you what, Jonesy, I thought it might have been more than 5. So good on the league for at least giving him the 5 and not just a couple. Achua trying to shake into the lane, going right at Brook Lopez, and he traveled, no doubt. He ran right into that Lopez wall in the paint, and the Raptors turn it over again. Raptors down 44-29. And I believe that's going to be their 8th turnover here in the opening half. Toronto shooting just 37%, well, Bucks at 55.
It's been killing the Raptors all year in terms of turnovers per game. Raptors 21st in the NBA.
Payne handing it off to Beauchamp. On the perimeter, it's Lopez, back to Payne. Payne on the far side. Got toward the far elbow, went into the lane. Left-hand scoop, no good. Raptors quickly whip it ahead. Here comes McDaniels. Wow! Great job by Lopez to get back in the play. The big man ran the floor, and he made that real tough on McDaniels.
And McDaniels knew, I got to dunk this. If it leaves my hand, it's going to be a block shot by a guy who was third in the NBA in total blocks last year.
I'll tell you what, I didn't think Lopez was that quick. He got down there really well. Payne on the wing near side. Triple is up and in. Achua got there, but a fraction of a second too late, and the lefty release from Payne as the Bucks up 47-31. Near corner, Achua, 3-ball, answers right back. Raptors 3 of 10 from distance, and a big one right there. Need some stops, though. Bucks still shooting 55%. 7 minutes to go here, second quarter. Lopez thought about the 3. Instead, goes back to Thanasis. Now Lopez goes toward the block. He's trying to work on Barnes. Scotty looking to hold his ground on the big man. Lopez turns, fires, and it rattled halfway down, popped out, but the Raptors don't squeeze the rebound as Thanasis behind McDaniels gets the rebound.
Got to back up, close the space, put your body on it.
Thanasis drives, misses the layup, gets his own miss back, fouled, and it's going to stay with the Bucks. He is a problem out there right now.
He's not, let me, with all due respect, as NBA standards go, he's not really a truly skilled player, but he gets by on a lot of hard work.
Yep.
And so, you know, you got to know that when you're playing a guy like that.
6:39 to go in the first half. The Raptors are trailing 47-34. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Let's get jerseys. Let's get jerseys.
Right now, become a Tangerine client with a savings account, and you could get a free Raptors jersey.
We want jerseys.
Finally, a savings account worth cheering for.
Jerseys. Jerseys.
Find out how to score a jersey at tangerine.ca/Raptors. Tangerine, that's forward banking. Available to new clients who open and fund an eligible account while supplies last. Conditions apply.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Did you see this? The Rogers Wrapped in Red event is back with exciting deals.
Really?
It says right here, you compare 5G mobile and Ignite internet plans, each starting at $55 a month.
What?
You want the fine print? For 24 months after autopay discount for mobile. New activations only.
All of that? Amazing.
But how will we gift wrap a plan?
There's a bag for everything these days. Our really, really exciting Black Friday deals are here. Visit Rogers.com or a Rogers store for details.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Second quarter action. The Raptors trailing 47-34. A special night tonight, Jonesy, at Scotiabank Arena.
Yeah, it is Indigenous Heritage Night, and I'm rocking a tie that I bought in Victoria last year when we were out there for Canada qualifying for the World Cup, and the tie was done by a Canadian artist, Bill Helene, and among other talents in the Northwest Coast style. Bill, his dad, Art, was one of the greatest Indigenous basketball players, and I found it especially fitting tonight. And again, his father, Art, is a guy that we know is a great Indigenous basketball player and was also a commercial fisherman. So Bill, thank you for your talent. Saw the tie in the store. Great Raptor colors, red and black as well. Had to rock it. And Bill, if you're listening, there'll be a photo up later on the gram, as the kids say, when it's done.
Now, my only problem with all that, it's a fantastic story. It's an outstanding tie. It's a great story. Jonesy, kudos to you. Thanks for the tip-off and letting me know. Because now we're going to be doing the vlog. We're going to be on camera and pictures together. You didn't tip me off and tell me about this, man. Now I'm going to look like a chump.
No.
Oh, how come Eric's not there supporting?
Eric wasn't in Victoria. Talk to Sportsnet about flying both of us out to do the game.
Schroeder. could have bought me a tie, though, right, JR? Come on.
Oh. You don't know how expensive it was.
Schroeder is bumped by Beasley.
Might have been a few months' salary.
I'll tell you what, this past summer when we were out east and we were both together for the world's oldest basketball court in a charity golf tournament, and we were playing at St. Andrews by the Sea, I played with a few members from the Passamaquoddy community.
Right.
And
our man Harry. We
had an unbelievable time golfing. And one of the guys I was with golfed the entire round, in and out of the cart, in and out of the woods, and he wasn't in the woods very often, up and down the cart pass. He golfed the entire 5 hours barefoot. And he was talking to me about the connection.
Right.
And he's got me thinking about, well, something's got to help my game, right? Because whatever I'm doing ain't working. So next summer, Jonesy,
barefoot
barefoot golf.
Barefoot Smith. I have the dream catcher hanging in my back seat. I put it around the rear view, and the police officers made me take it off.
Driving to the tin, but snuffed out at the rim was Lillard. Cleaned up by Lopez. Great heads-up play by the big man. The Raptors with a strong defensive play, but it didn't matter as Lopez guided it back in the tin. Milwaukee leading 49-36. 5:39 to go, and a nice job in the lane. A little handoff pass for Precious Achiuwa came from Dennis Schroeder, and the Raptors cut it to 11. So they're trying to make a muscle here, but we'll see if they can get it down into single digits and maybe go on a little bit of a run here before halftime. Lopez straight away. Precious didn't get a hand up. Lopez missed the triple and the rebound to Pascal. Across center, far lane, now driving into the lane. Near corner, Achiuwa to Schroeder on the wing, up fake, into the paint. Tried to pass it behind his back to Siakam, and he got caught midair and didn't know what to do with the ball.
He was going to pass it to Pascal, cutting in from the left side near wing, and Pascal retreated. And so airborne, Schroeder tried to throw it behind his back. Unfortunately, turned it over. Turnover number 9 for Toronto.
Bucks have scored 7 points off the 9 turnovers. Milwaukee with 6 turnovers. They've coughed up 5 points. And now as Milwaukee inbounds, a soft little excuse me foul on Dennis Schroeder with a little bump on Lillard. And the tough thing about that one is that team foul number 5 or no? Nope, it won't be. Lillard was walking to the free throw line. I don't know what he was thinking. Certainly wasn't shooting on that. So Lillard walks back over with the ball toward the far sideline, almost at center court, inbounding to Lopez, who hands it back now to Lillard. Lillard driving into the paint, went right at Pirtle, and they're going to call the foul on Yak.
Damian Lillard's penetration has been a problem, and it has been all night. And that was one of the keys that I identified before the game.
But
no
why,
Giannis.
But here, let me ask you this. I don't mean to cut you off, Jonesy. Why is he having more impact driving tonight? Because one of the things I talked about pregame, I think you did as well, was the Raptors did a great job on Dame in the first game. He only had 12 points, and much of that was the defense from Schroeder, because OG was on Giannis.
Well, Giannis had the ball, though, and the game plan was set to cut down Giannis's penetration.
Gotcha.
And when Giannis starts to, I wouldn't say force it, but be more aggressive at the hoop and kick it out, there's less time on the clock. Lillard has to go quicker. The spacing is different with screeners. It's not that way tonight.
Lillard goes 1 of 2 at the stripe, so the Raptors trail by 12. It's 50-38, 4:53 to go here in the second quarter. Grady Dick off the screen straight away, knocks it down, catch and shoot. Pretty good look there for Dick.
Good job by Grady, being ready. He's starting to figure out where his spots are coming from. You just look at the improvement in 10 games. Little late there as he tried to cut off Dame Lillard on the sideline.
Somebody on the Raptor bench had something to say to Lillard as he picks up the ball and kind of gave a death stare toward the Raptor bench.
Don't wake that guy up any more than he is.
Yep. Got 15 points on 3 of 6 shooting. He's done the bulk of the damage right here at the line. That foul on Dick is the Raptors' 15th foul. So attempts 10 and 11 in the first half for Dame Lillard. And we've still got 4:35 to go in this first half. First free throw is up and clean for Dame time. If you recall last game, Jonesy shared a story about what did or didn't go down with Lillard in terms of the potential interest with the Toronto Raptors, and it could have been, maybe in a different time, a chance for Lillard to come to Toronto. Not that he doesn't like this city by any means. And he has found a home in Milwaukee, but trying to find more of a footing with the Bucks as Milwaukee just 6-4 to start their season. Raptors at 5-5, but they're in a hole right now, down 12. Siakam trying to get 3 back right here. Too strong. Pascal is in a big-time funk from the perimeter. This is extended back. What? This is the 6th game. 1 triple in the last 5 games.
Yeah, he was 1 of 16 going into the last game.
Siakam now driving far side, got bumped, no call, keeping the dribble alive though. Now spinning. Oh, he had Lopez beat down to the block. Passed out to Dick, who goes to the 10, throws it over his shoulder as Lopez came in. Grady had to kind of change the release, and unfortunately he missed the shot. Lillard to Lopez to the trailer Portis. Portis got a step on Pirtle, got to the 10, blew the layup, tapped out though by Connaughton to Beasley, 3-ball. That one no good. Otto Porter with the rebound. Great looks for the Bucks, but the Raptors come away with the ball. Here comes Schroeder into the paint. Passes out on the perimeter to nobody.
Tough.
He split Raptor players.
Yeah.
Connaughton was looking for the ball but missed it, so it's not off Milwaukee. It's just Dennis Schroeder passing it right out of bounds.
Really, really tough pass by Schroeder. Again, airborne, making that pass.
Raptors now with the turnovers continuing to mount, make a couple more changes. So on the floor is the starting 5 as Otto Porter sits down. It's Grady Dick, Pascal Siakam, Jakob Poeltl, Scotty Barnes, Dennis Schroeder with 3:30 to go in the half. And cutting right through the heart of the lane and to the 10 yet again is Dame Lillard. 19 in the first half. 54-40. Make your musical jokes right now. Siakam out on the perimeter. To Schroeder, to Barnes, 3-ball. Scotty rips the cords from the wing near side.
Good look, good shot prep. Open look for Scotty, got it down.
He's got a quiet 14 here.
Yes, he does.
Portis, far sideline, lost it for a moment, got it back, now passes to Connaughton. Connaughton straight away, looking to give it up, and he does to Beasley. Beasley has it around a Lopez screen, trying to shake free from Grady Dick, now driving toward the far elbow. Elevating jumper is clean for Beasley.
Grady did a great job initially, but just couldn't stay with Beasley out on the perimeter.
56-43, Bucks by 13. Schroeder has it near side. Now he's driving down to the baseline, going under the 10, keeping the dribble alive, goes up top to Pascal. Siakam now driving on Portis. Step back, passes on the baseline to Yak. Yak getting to the block near side. Looking to go right at Lopez, turns, fires, soft floater, one-hander, no good. Pirtle's been quiet tonight, 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting. Lillard splits defenders again, into the lane, kicks out far corner. Beasley open look at a 3, buries it. And the Bucks have opened up a 16-point lead again. The Raptors had it down to 10, visions of maybe getting it to single digits. And Milwaukee pushing it up again with only 2:15 until half.
Got to continue to play the defense. You really do if you're Toronto. It's tough making shots at the other end, but Milwaukee's shooting almost 49%.
And that's come down quite a bit. They were at 55, 56, but yet they're still putting up a ton.
Outscoring you by 9-10 points from behind the arc. And then the free throws, they've doubled you. So, got to be a concerted effort for Toronto.
All right, we'll take the break with 2:15 to go until half. Raptors down 59-43 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
All right, everyone. Step up and down. Left foot, right foot. You're climbing up a trail. Now back in your Subaru with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and getting active in the real world. Work those abs. Driving right through the mud and left and right. Keep that core engaged and bend at the knees as you load more into your Subaru. Windows down. Take in that outdoor air and park.
Get more value out of every kilometer at your local Subaru dealer, starting with award-winning safety.
Go all in on savings during Sunwing Vacations Black Friday sale. With door-crashing deals on top destinations in Cuba, Mexico, and so much more. These kinds of savings turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Our Black Friday deals will be gone before you know it. So dive into savings by November 27th with your travel agent or...
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. Dallas leading Washington 82-63 midway through the third quarter. New York on top of the Hawks by 1. That's at the half. Boston leading Philadelphia also by 1. That's approaching the half with about a minute to go in that opening half. First quarter action, 2 minutes to play. Orlando and Chicago tied at 19 apiece. 3 other games, but they're all not tipping off until 9 o'clock or later. We are getting word, Jonesy, that Beauchamp is out for the Bucks for the rest of the game with a sprained ankle. So 1 down for the Bucks as he leaves the game with 4 points and an assist. He did seem to give Milwaukee some decent minutes, and that takes away another weapon for Adrian Griffin.
They still have that guy, Damian Lillard.
Yeah, he's okay.
So
he's all right.
You got Lillard, you got Lopez, you can play high screen and roll. You got a big guy, you know, Connaughton, not too shabby a shooter. Beasley had a season-high 20 against Toronto, and Portis, a potential 6th man of the year.
They got some weapons.
They're okay.
Grady Dick was fouled by Damian Lillard after the Raptors inbound and coming out of the timeout. Dick goes to the line and knocks down both free throws. He's got 4 points in his first start in his career, which came tonight. Raptors down, though, 59-45. Under 2 minutes to play here. Lillard to Portis, bobbled it, picked up by Pirtle. 7th turnover for the Bucks. Schroeder ahead to Pascal. Wow, he lobbed it way over the head of Scotty Barnes as they were looking for an alley-oop. Not a good look from Pascal.
Well, good idea, just poor execution. Would have produced an easy basket, but that hurts.
Lillard into the near corner. Connaughton in front of the Raptor bench buries the 3.
Yeah. Miss 2, give up 3. There's a 5-point swing.
62-45, 17-point lead, matches the largest of the game for the Bucks. Pirtle on the near side to Barnes. In the paint, turns. The running hook won't go, and they're going to call a foul on Barnes as he swung his off arm and caught Beasley in the side of the head.
So they got Scotty on the offensive. Boy, I thought Beasley bumped him twice.
Jonesy, Beasley might actually be bleeding. I'm not sure if he is or not. Connaughton's checking in on him. Beasley kept looking at his hand to see if he was bleeding. I don't know if they were trying to milk that to see if they might be able to, have the officials go look at it for a flagrant.
Scotty said, listen, he pushed me twice and I just spun off him. It's true, and there was contact by Scotty, but there were, in his eyes, Scotty's eyes, 2 fouls before that weren't called.
Lillard out on the wing far side, elevates over Grady Dick with a 3 and knocks it down. Listen, Grady stayed with him twice as Lillard was thinking about driving, and then he just got to a spot on that far side wing and buried the triple. It's a 20-point lead for the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, the Raptors were down by 17, down by 13. They eventually got it to 10, and Milwaukee has doubled it. 20-point lead approaching the half, 40 seconds to play. Barnes turning, baseline, dropped the pass to Pirtle, who couldn't squeeze. Another Raptor turnover.
Well, what happened was Brook Lopez coming across. See, Portis on the catch there didn't handle the ball and traveled.
But they didn't call it.
Exactly. I had no problem with the Pascal, but that's when you got to call because now they're going into screen roll with Lillard.
5 on the shot clock. Bucks have got to go. Lillard's at the logo. Now he drives in, and on a pass off, they're going to call a foul on Dennis Schroeder on a reach. Didn't matter because the Raptors already in the bonus. So back to the line goes Lillard for attempts 12 and 13 in the first half. The Raptors as a team, just 7 of 8. Lillard's got 22 points and 7 assists in the first half with 13 free throw attempts.
Well, Toronto digging themselves another hole. Down now 21 points. And a lot of people will point to the 17 and 40, but the normally staunch Toronto defense a little more permeable tonight.
Lillard makes good on both. What a half he has had. 24 points. Bucks leading by 22. Last shot time for the Raptors. Barnes driving. Went left, turns back right. Fires, misses, gets his own miss back off glass and in. Again showing that athleticism, bounding off the floor. 4.7 to go though. Bucks will have time. Across center comes Lillard. Whips a pass over to Beasley. Far sideline shot up and off glass and in. You gotta be kidding me. He heaved it from the far sideline and it took the awkward angle off glass and goes on a 28-foot three ball for Beasley.
Well, he was on the right side of the court. You teach generally the bank shot on the left side if you're right-handed, but I just looked at his feet. He was not square. The shooting foot was well behind the non-shooting foot. The right foot was behind the left. He just kind of turned and heaved it in the general vicinity, and it's been that kind of half for the Bucks.
Tell you what, Beasley and Lillard almost outscored the Raptors as a team. The backcourt of the Bucks combining for 40. Lillard with 24, Beasley with 16, and Milwaukee goes into the break with a 23-point lead, their largest of the game. It's 70-47. Wasn't that the score when the Raptors started to make their comeback on Washington the other night? It was either 70-47 or 70-48. One of those two. It was right there. Might have actually been 71-48, I think it was.
Well, whatever it is, maybe the Raptor fans are hoping to see it again.
Well, can they do it again, folks? We'll come back with the halftime stats and then our halftime show. Raptors down big at the half. 71-48. No, 70-47. Whatever. It's a 23-point deficit on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Hey, Toronto sports fans. Heading to a game this season? The Bentwood at the Second City is the perfect spot for a pregame drink and bite. Why not join us for a burger and a pint, or tacos and a pint, or spaghetti and meatballs and a pint? You get it. Located at 1 York, steps away from the big game. With on-site parking, over a dozen screens, and a fast, fun menu, we're the perfect destination before or after the game. Visit BentwoodToronto.com.
The prophecy is true. Rib Sanity has returned to St. Louis Bar and Grill.
Amen, brother.
Yes, all you can eat ribs for just $27.99.
We are saved.
And a 23-ounce Molson pint for only $6.99.
Hallelujah.
Make haste. Rib Sanity is here for a limited time only.
I don't know what haste means.
It means fast.
St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since 1992.
When it comes to tough, there's no such thing as second best. It's why we built the 2023 Ford F-150 with available Power Boost full hybrid V6 engine and class-exclusive Pro Power onboard. If you want the truck built with power, capability, and innovation, there's no substitute. There's only F-150. Until November 28th, get up to $5,500 in Black Friday rebates on select 2023 F-150 models. Visit your Toronto area Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
Okay, before we go, does anyone need to use the bathroom?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
You're sure you're sure?
Yep.
There are some things in life you can't trust.
Mommy?
Oh, come on. And there are some things you can, like the HP Smart Tank printer. With up to 2 years of ink included and outstanding print quality, you can always rely on the HP Smart Tank. From HP, Canada's most trusted printer brand. Available at Best Buy.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Jones with you at the half. The Raptors trailing the Bucks 70-47. Scotty Barnes with 16 points to lead the way for the Raptors in the first half, adding 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Dame Lillard, though, the top scorer overall with 24 points, went to the free throw line 13 times. When we come back after the break, we're going to hear from Tim Legler, former NBA player. But before we step aside, I want to remind you folks that Bet Rivers Sportsbook and Casino is here, and it's your home for chances this basketball season. Download the app featuring thousands of action-packed bets, thrilling slots, and exciting table games for you to enjoy all season long. Bet Rivers and Raptors basketball on Sportsnet. It's time to take a chance. Must be 19 plus, available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. And if you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. When we come back, that conversation with Tim Legler on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Hi, Zach here from Speedy Glass. Got a crack in your windshield? Get it replaced by our experts. At Speedy Glass, our certified technicians are trained to replace your windshield with care. And because your vehicle's manufacturer requires to recalibrate your front camera, when we replace your windshield, we take care of that too. Book your appointment today at speedyglass.ca to get back on the road safely. Certain conditions apply. Details at speedyglass.ca.
Speedy Glass Repair. Speedy Glass Replace.
Save on stuff you really need and stuff you bought for fun. Stuff you've always really wanted this holiday at Amazon. Stuff that is discounted if you're naughty or you're nice. Stuff to buy your grandma who drinks her Chardonnay with ice. Stuff to make you big and strong. Stuff we can name in this song. Stuff for lawns and decking halls. Save big on stuff at Amazon. Stuff.
It was a rainy day when Pizzaville realised that some big pizza conglomerates want to make the cheapest pizza. Some want to be the fastest. At Pizzaville, we want to make the best pizza. Stone-baked, the traditional Italian way. It's what we strive for every day. To be the best, not the fastest or the cheapest. Oh, cue the announcer.
Pizzaville Stone-Baked Pizza. Fiercely Canadian. Authentically Italian.
Black Friday is back, and every day feels like Friday, where you can get a Nissan Qashqai with Safety Shield 360, including Pro Pilot Assist and lane departure warning, helping you focus on the weekend ahead. During Nissan's Black Friday event, lease the 2023 Qashqai from $69 weekly for only 24 months. In stock now. S all-wheel drive for $301 monthly at 6.24% with $2,445 down. Conditions apply.
Is your website actually working for you? Sure, it's there. But is it driving enough new business for you? If not, we can help. Whether you need to outrank your competition in Google or run ads that actually generate ROI, we have a solution for you. Search Engine People is a Google Premier partner ranked top 3% globally. Plus, we're based right here in the GTA. Visit scp.ca today and find out how we can bring your website back to life. scp.ca.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you at the half. The Raptors trailing the Bucks 70-47. Earlier on the season premiere of Smith and Jones, Jonesy and I had a chance to chat with former NBA player, ESPN NBA analyst Tim Legler, just talking about how the style has changed with the three ball in the NBA. Let's hear from Tim Legler.
All I can think of every time I see your breakdowns on TV and hear you on the radio and when your podcast is going, all I can think of is, man, this cat was born at the wrong time. That's all I can think of. That's all. If you led the NBA in three-point percentage, and I think now, as I watch the game, like some of those shots, like when you took them, it's like, you better make this, Legler, or else like you're sitting down. Like the coach would stand up and yell your name, and if it went in, he'd say, good shot. If he didn't, you'd be pulled out of the game. Now, I see guys that no way they should be shooting threes, heaving them indiscriminately, like, oh, it didn't go down. I'm like, dude, there's a reason why you're open. I just look at the game, Tim, and the way it's changed, and the NBA kind of taking the value away from defense, but we push forward, and the game is pretty entertaining to watch right now, isn't it?
You know, you think about it, the year that I led the league in three-point shooting, I believe we led the league as a team in three-point shooting, and
we were taking as a team, like I think I looked this up one time, like 18 threes a game, right? 18. That's now basically a quarter and a half in an NBA game, right? You're going to see teams take 18 to 20 threes a half. These teams are taking like 40 threes a night. So the difference is that, I guess, when I played, what was considered to be a quality shot or a good shot was something that permeated the entire roster and the coaching staff, and it filtered down even to the guys like myself who they encouraged to shoot the basketball, but your mentality around what was a good shot, that's what's changed. And so now I think when you watch games, there are certainly more skilled, highly skilled players than this league's ever had. More guys can dribble, pass, and shoot, I think, than ever. But there's also, I think, this free reign given to pretty much anybody on the floor that wants to take a jump shot anytime they want to or a three-point shot. Coaches kind of just don't even bat an eye at it. Everybody on the roster has the green light to do that. When I played, it was 2 or 3 guys on the roster kind of had that mentality. Now it's pretty much the entire roster, except for maybe a couple of bigs that are simply relegated to screen and dive. Everybody else has freedom to do it. As a result, the game is very entertaining because you're seeing an incredible shot making on a nightly basis. You're also seeing, I think more than ever, team gets up 20, it means nothing in this league anymore.
No.
I mean, those leads get erased. Those leads get erased so commonly, and they didn't used to. If you got up 20 in the 90s with the score the game was going to end up being and how physical the defenses were and the lack of three-point shooting at that volume, that was a hole you couldn't dig out of. Now, teams fall behind. I see it every night. Teams fall behind 16, 18 points in the first half. They do not even sweat it. At some point, they know they're probably going to be in a one-possession game. And I think that's a big part of why the league is entertaining because, you never have to tune out. If a team gets a big lead, your team's still in it if you're a fan because of the number of three-point shots taken.
What makes a good shot other than just being open?
I think shot quality in the NBA is not overall very good. There's no patience. There's no patience on possessions. The teams that move the basketball and change sides of the floor with it still are the teams that you're expecting to win a championship. Those are the teams that are on a short list. And eventually, if even those teams, if they get caught up too much, in being individualistic at the wrong time, they're going to get bounced. Because the teams that you expect to advance and go far are teams that still, despite having a ton of talent at the top of their roster, they are still teams that are willing to make an extra pass to get a better shot. I think when I watch the game now, anybody that gets any daylight, as soon as the ball crosses half court, shoots the basketball. And I think that's what I'm talking about.
That was a portion of our conversation with former NBA sharpshooter Tim Legler on the season premiere edition of Smith and Jones. Make sure you check out Smith and Jones wherever you get your podcast, Google, Apple, Spotify, or otherwise. Download, subscribe, rate, and review. Our next edition will be coming out tomorrow, Thursday, wherever you get your podcast and live on Sportsnet 590 The Fan as well. When we come back, second half action with the Raptors trailing 70-40. It's Toronto Raptors basketball brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Truck.ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think Truck.ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, 2 Men in a Truck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks, so give us a call today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
The secret to my super strength? A mega-calorie diet. And my super strong muscles are exactly what Ed and Kate needed. They wanted a backyard with a tiki bar. You know the vibe. They were approved for a home renovation loan. And I got these powerful hands dirty. Their backyard is now glorious.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
This season is a symphony filled with vivid colors, seen on vast drives taken in a Lexus. Experience all that fall has to offer with the craft, confidence, and control of a Lexus.
For details on how you can spend this season driving in a 2023 Lexus RX, visit your local Lexus dealer or lexusontario.ca.
The best Black Friday sale ever is on now at 2001 Audio Video. All home audio, all streaming audio, and all 4K smart TVs with 2-year warranty are all on sale. Chain wide at the lowest prices of the year and the guaranteed lowest Black Friday prices anywhere. 2001, your home entertainment experts.
2001 Audio and Video. 2001.
Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second half as the Raptors inbound. Give it to Dennis Schroeder, and he brings it across center. Raptors have to mount that hill, come back again. Pascal Siakam just 4 points in the first half. Schroeder with 5. Pascal missing with a left-hand scoop on an air ball right under the tin. And the Raptors come up empty on their first possession, but the Bucks go back the other way and turn the ball over. They're going to say that Jackson was out of bounds on the near sideline. And now they're going to say it's an inadvertent whistle. What? Hold on a second. Sean Corbin came and said, no, you know what, Robert Hussey, he was inbound. So now they're just going to say inadvertent whistle and give the ball right back to the Bucks. I guess that's what's happening. Lopez hands off now to Lillard. In the near corner on a step-back triple. Wow, over Precious Achiuwa. He jab stepped back and buried it right in front of his own bench. Siakam back the other way. Out to Grady Dick. 3-ball up for Grady. No good. Down low, battling for the rebound. Lots of hands on it, but it's Lopez that comes away with it as he taps it to Jackson. Streaking down across center. Just traveled. They didn't call it. Middleton driving. Left hand off glass, too strong. Rebound handled by the Raptors. Toronto trailing by 26 points as Grady Dick goes at the tin over Lopez. Looked like Brook pushed him. Jonesy, no call.
No call.
73-47. Middleton. Out on the far side, inside the arc. Fires a pass down low to Jackson. Bobbled it, got it back. Whips a pass over to Lopez, who's wide open right under the rim. And Darko Rajakovic slumps his shoulders, rolls his eyes, and looks down and looks at Grady Dick saying, where were you? The Raptors are down huge. Dick just missed the 3. Ball tapped out by Precious, picked up by Scotty. Darko claps his hand, says, let's go. Achiuwa in front of his own bench. Triple up, rattles around, no good.
Well, the shooting woes, Eric, are the things that main thing that continues to plague the Raptors right now. I mean, you're not going to stop a great team like Milwaukee, but you got to score to keep up with them.
And a layup running from the far side, going up and under, right to left on a reverse. Dame Lillard has 29 points. The Bucks are shooting 55%, and they now lead 77-49 as Schroeder just got a jumper from the baseline far side. Middleton getting away from Scotty Barnes, brings it across center. Middleton still on the bounce, now driving on the near side. Fires a pass into the far corner, picked off by Schroeder. He was looking for Beasley. Here comes Schroeder, lobbing it to Precious, down low under the tin. Lopez was there. Raptors bring it back out to the perimeter. Lopez has been a big difference tonight, driving. Schroeder lays it up, missed it, guiding it back into the tin. Precious Achiuwa. So back-to-back buckets for Toronto.
They need a lot more of that.
Oh, yeah.
They do need the stops. Schroeder right now picking up Dame full court, trying to make him work. Maybe trying to take some time off the shot clock.
Deep one, bucket.
Lillard on the logo. I mean, they ran that screen and roll. The official thing says 32 feet.
Yeah, it's further than that.
That's part of that.
It was closer to 40.
It's 47 from midcourt. He was bottom of the logo, probably about 40.
Siakam in the lane, spinning, fouled on a pass-off. Lillard now has 32 points, and as soon as he hit that shot, Jonesy, Darko looked at Precious and said, get up. And he just kind of slumped his shoulders and walked back.
There's a funny story. I was out here talking to Dame Lillard last time they were in, and Darko came out, and they were laughing about, you know, the famous bye-bye shot against Paul George. Well, Darko was on the coaching staff in OKC, And he said Dame hit the shot, and he turned around and he said all the rest of the OKC coaches were gone.
Grady Dick in the lane, went right, comes back left, turns, fires. He was bumped. Ooh, shot went halfway down, wouldn't fall for Grady, but he's going to go to the free throw line. Raptors down 80-51. Wow. Toronto shooting 40%, the Bucks at 56%. And Jonesy, it's kind of been the recipe for disaster for the Raptors that has bit them in a lot of games where they can't seem to score and they're turning the ball over and giving up a lot of points off turnovers.
Well, you know, coaches can handle kind of 1 point per turnover. But 12 turnovers, 18 points. And a lot of those are live ball turnovers, right? They had at one point, they had a 2-on-1, messed it up, and it became a 3-on-1 the other way. So that's the thing right now that's killing Toronto.
Lillard bumps into Grady Dick. Precious comes over to contest the shot as Dick was on the ground. And the Bucks come away with nothing as Dame Lillard misses the triple. Schroeder trying to answer back with a three. He can't. Down low, it's tapped off the glass, but ultimately picked up by Middleton. Middleton streaking down the floor, lost the ball, gets it back on the baseline, finds Jackson, out to Lopez, the trailer Beasley. Three ball is good. The Bucks tonight are shooting 59% from distance, 13 of 22. They lead by 30. They have outscored the Raptors by 27 points on the perimeter.
Got to try to muscle up if you're Toronto. First of all, I'd say try to find your defense and get some stops. And then, I mean, you're not making anything from 3, 4 of 16. You know, that makes you 16 of 35, closer, a better percentage. Get the ball inside, get into the paint.
7:51 to go in the third. The Raptors trailing 83-53 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Monte Carlo Inn, your home sweet home.
Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at MonteCarloInns.com.
Monte Carlo Inn.
As a parent in Ontario, I know that every student deserves to learn in a school that's safe and modern. And that starts with real government investment to address the teacher shortage, to ensure that my child and every child has a qualified teacher in the classroom. This and more student supports in schools means safer schools for everybody. Tell the Ford government that it's past time to invest in students. Visit knowmore.ca. That's KNOWMORE.ca. A message from the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Third quarter, Bucks blowing out the Raptors right now, 83-53. Jonesy, when you're coaching a game like this, how do you break it up? Is it like 5-minute chunks? Is it like, let's win the next 3 minutes, the next 5 minutes? Like, you're not getting 30 back at once. How do you do it?
The cliche is possession by possession. And as I said to you, it's about run, hold, run. Try to put a couple of scores and stops together. And then just don't let them pull away. You're not going to run off 30, but maybe your run can be 42-12. And you cut it to 12, and then now you've got a game and you can kind of pull the crazy urgency off and play it like a normal game. But you've got to get stops and scores consecutively.
Man, Beasley is having a night again. He loves these rims in Toronto, I guess. He's got 21 on a pull-up jumper from about 18 feet over top of Precious Achiuwa. Away from the ball, we've got a foul down low. I think that's going on Jackson. Yes, Jackson a little too aggressive on Pascal. Sideline out of bounds for the Raptors with 7:14 to go in the third quarter. The Raptors down 85-55. Made only 55 points approaching the midway point of the third quarter.
That makes it tough.
Grady Dick inbounding to Pascal Siakam. Back to a cutting Grady Dick. Went at the rim, snuffed out by Lopez. Picked up though by Pascal. Out to Barnes, 3-ball. Scotty is clean. And the Raptors get the run. Now they got to get the hold.
Yeah, that's a start of a run. This isn't helping.
As Dame Lillard split two defenders near center court and just streaked all the way to the tin and then was fouled at the rim.
It's tough now because
Darko Rajakovic just got teed up.
It's tough because he wanted the foul on Grady on the drive. But with Dame hitting shots from out near the logo and you coming out to defend him, it just opens it up for him. He's so quick, he's so tough to stop. Now you're in real trouble.
Well, Darko got teed up and he's still trying to get in a few more words with Sean Corbin, who's the veteran official all the way over on the far sideline. So Lillard hits the technical free throw, puts the lead at 86-58, and now he gets his 2 free throws for the foul that came in on his drive. And the first one's good there. Lillard with 15 free throw attempts. He is 14 of 15. Second one clean as well.
This is Damian Lillard, Portland, circa 2014 and on.
Yeah. 35 points and counting for Lillard. 6:42 to go in the third. Raptors again down 30. Grady Dick, free throw line, passes out. Schroeder on the perimeter. Shot clock down to 2. In the lane, scoops it up on a finger roll over the outstretched arm of Lopez. Tapped down low by Achiuwa. Portis battling as well, and Bobby Portis comes away with it.
They're big down there. When you look at Portis at 6'10", Lopez listed at 7'1". There's some big human beings down there.
Lillard, 3-ball, far side, missed that one. Schroeder got a contest, and Dame couldn't come up with that one. 4 of 8 from distance. Scotty Barnes down Main Street toward the far side. Misses, bumped again, and palms to the sky. Darko looking at the official saying, where's the whistle for my guy? Raptors have been to the line 10 times tonight. The Bucks 18 and 15. Check that, 16 of the 18 coming from one man alone, Dame Lillard. And Milwaukee, as I talk about free throws, going back to the line again as they're going to get the foul coming in on Grady Dick, hitting Bobby Portis as Portis went at Dick. And Portis heads to the free throw line. Bobby Portis tonight off the bench, 7 points, 5 rebounds in 16 minutes. Give him 8 points as the first free throw goes down. Raptors now trailing by 31. That's the largest lead of the game for Milwaukee.
Don't tell me the Bucks didn't kind of have this circled, Eric, when they came in here after Toronto laying and beating them on them. And mind you, it was a different Toronto team, a much healthier Toronto team. But it's tough right now if you're Toronto.
Raptors down 32, running floater in the lane, no good for Schroeder. He's fouled and he immediately reaches down for his right ankle. That said, he is hopping up off the floor rather quickly, helped up by Malachi Flynn, and now gingerly walking towards the free throw line. He came into this game with a calf strain, and we were wondering if he might play or not. And about an hour before tip-off, less than an hour before tip-off, we found out that yes, indeed, he was good to go and he was suiting up. And it was that right calf that got hit, the calf and ankle as he went down to the floor. But He's standing at the stripe now with 2 free throws. Schroeder, who's been relatively quiet tonight, 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting, give him 8 points as he knocks down the first free throw. Jonesy, this might be a good time to ask you, though, as well, about Pascal Siakam coming off a 39-point performance, and it looked like things had been rolling for Pascal for at least a couple of games.
He led the team in scoring in 3 straight games.
Correct.
Right.
4 points tonight and only 6 field goal attempts, no free throw attempts.
Such is the up and down with the system, although it's a different defensive team, and I think Pascal's got to find that aggression, and the ball has to find him more. Some of it's him, some of it's the team.
Lillard to Lopez, snuffed out at the 10 by Boucher. He wanted to call, didn't get it. Raptors down the floor, 5-on-4. Schroeder, wing far side, triple up, no good. Rebound to Milwaukee. Standing rebound for Lillard. He's got 35 points, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds. Lillard over to Portis on a mismatch, going at Schroeder. Baseline, passes back out to Lillard. Cross court over to Beasley, wide open, sidestep, triple, bucket. He's 6 of 8 from distance tonight.
Well, he's got a new season high. The last season high was against Toronto. He's got a new one here as Pascal goes to the hoop. He must have heard us and gets one down. He's going to get a free throw.
93-62. Bucks leading with 4:57 to go in the third quarter.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this building.
Understandably so.
Yes, yeah.
Raptors, in the midst of this 4-game homestand, got the victory over Washington. They will play again on Friday against Boston and then host Detroit on Sunday.
Friday, the first ever in-season tournament game in Toronto. We'll get to see that flashy new court.
Almost all black.
Yeah.
Portis in the corner in front of his own bench misses the triple. Raptors with the rebound, down 30. And away from the ball, under the 10, they're going to call Pat Connaughton with a foul on Precious Achiuwa.
Nice job by Precious on the rim run, getting right to the front of the basket against a smaller defender, Connaughton, and forcing the foul call.
Precious Achiuwa at the line to shoot 1 plus number 2.
Achiuwa at the free throw line. First one is good. Precious off the bench with 10 points. He has given some good minutes tonight. Maybe starting to show some signs of getting a little bit healthier, Jonesy, as he battles his way back over these last few games from that groin injury. Second free throw clean as well.
Well, he had a season high in points. The 10 points against Washington. And
he's got that now.
Yeah.
And some.
And the Raptors need some more.
A whole lot more. Down 93-65 with 4:33 to go in the third quarter. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590. The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
When you're looking to play, Bet Rivers will make your day.
Take a chance, you'll see.
You like slots, we've got lots. Blackjack, roulette, take your shot.
It's where you want to be. Bet Rivers Online Casino has hundreds of slots, live table games, and more.
Take a chance.
Must be 19 plus. Available in Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have questions or concerns about your gambling or someone close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge.
Do more in a reliable Subaru, they said. Enjoy more time together to go more places with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, they said. More award-winning safety for more peace of mind, but to listen to one song over and over again with fantastic acoustics. I love you, family, but the singing, nobody warned me about the singing.
Hurry to your local Subaru dealer and get more out of every kilometer this fall, including more karaoke.
Hey, Toronto sports fans. Heading to a game this season? The Bentwood at the Second City is the perfect spot for a pregame drink and bite. Why not join us for a burger and a pint, or tacos and a pint, or spaghetti and meatballs and a pint? You get it. Located at 1 York, steps away from the big game. With on-site parking, over a dozen screens, and a fast, fun menu, we're the perfect destination before or after the game. Visit BentwoodToronto.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Third quarter, Raptors down 93-65. Let's look at that out-of-town scoreboard again, brought to you by Bet Rivers. Take a chance. It's approaching the final 90 seconds in Washington. Dallas leading the Wizards 128-110 is the score. I'm going to double-check here, see if anybody's doing anything of note. Luka Doncic, 26 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. On the other side for Washington, not much happening. Again, they're down by 18 with Dallas shooting 52%. Boston and Philadelphia in a good one. The Celtics lead the 76ers 80-75. Final minute of that one. Final minute of the third quarter, I should say. Joel Embiid did play. There's some talk that he might not suit up tonight, but he is. Knicks on top of the Hawks, 87-81. Fourth quarter just started at the half. Orlando's on top of Chicago by 17, 50-33. Minnesota and Phoenix tied 12 apiece. Early first quarter later on tonight. Sacramento and the Lakers. Cleveland in Portland. We are back underway here in Toronto. Lillard's got it on the logo with 4:27 to go in the third quarter. Milwaukee leading 93-65. Over to Beasley on the wing far side. Triple up and in again. He's got 7 3 balls in the game. Milwaukee is 15 of 26 from distance.
It's tough because you're playing a lane on a driving Damian Lillard, and all of a sudden now he passes to a guy who's been knocking down shots all night on a catch and shoot. Just makes it so difficult.
Pascal Siakam fouled on a attempted drive into the lane. Thanasis Antetokounmpo picks up the foul. It's 96-65 with Siakam going to the free throw line for his second and third attempts of the game. He knocks down the first one. If I'm looking for one minor glimpse of, I'm not even going to say hope, a silver lining.
Okay.
The Raptors came in dead last in the NBA in free throw shooting. They're 15 of 16. So again, they're getting absolutely clobbered right now, and I just threw the jinx on as Siakam misses the second free throw, but the Raptors track down the rebound. Second chance time here, and they just threw it away. Another turnover for the Raptors with 13 turnovers in the game, and Portis lays it in. Now 20 points given up off turnovers, and the Raptors quickly inbound and come back the other way. Anyways, my point being, at least the free throw percentage going up, because the Raptors uncharacteristically have been bad at the line this year. McDaniels misses a 3 for the Raptors. Pulled down by Pirtle, out to Flynn. Malachi couldn't knock it down. Tracked down to Pascal. 3 times is a charm. No, sir. Malachi missed it. And Portis grabs the rebound.
Portis so big and strong under there, putting the clamps on that rebound.
Malachi now 0 of 5 from distance in the game. He's 2 of 7 overall, and we've got another foul on the other end. A reach going against the Raps. And they're going to call it on Pirtle. And now Yak and Pascal having some words, and you know, they're obviously very close, but frustration on the floor tonight with Toronto trailing by 32 points.
Well, I just call that communication between those two guys, because we've never seen any issues between them.
Oh, and I'm not trying to imply there's anything.
No, but I'm saying, though, like, people will see that and try to put something there. There's nothing there.
Boucher pulls down the rebound off the Portis miss. Flynn ahead to Pascal, who got behind the defense, lays it in. 98-68. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lillard's got the double-double, 35 points and 11 assists. He just came around a Portis screen, stepped into a triple, left it short off the side of the rim, and it goes into the far corner. It'll be Raptor ball with 2:49 to play in the third. Flynn across center, hands it to Pascal at the near elbow. Goes back out to Flynn on the wing far side, triple, good look, no good. crashing the glass though. Boucher got it, missed it. Ball tapped around. Pirtle out to Flynn, to McDaniels. Back cross court to Flynn, to Siakam. Down Main Street, left-hand finish, no good.
Man.
Right at the rim, he missed it.
One of those nights, like that's a relatively easy layup for Pascal.
And Lillard in traffic just got snuffed out by Boucher at the rim. Here comes Flynn, ahead to Pascal. Drops it to Boucher, and he softly floated it, missed the shot, but he's fouled, so Chris Boucher is going to go to the stripe. Crowd buzzing right now, and I'm sensing some boo birds are starting to stir.
Well, you know me, how I feel about that. It never helps.
Yep.
It's not like the guys are trying to be down 30, and you can see the effort. Could be one of those 10 nights, but it's not for a lack of effort.
First free throw goes down for Chris Boucher. AJ Green checking into the ballgame now for Milwaukee, with Milwaukee leading 98-69, 2:12 to go in the third quarter. Second free throw is also good for Boucher. Lillard still out there with 35, 11, and 4. He brings it across center. Man, the Raptors are giving it some space.
Oh, they're playing zone. They're sitting in zone right now. Try to stop some of the three-point shooting from some of the other people.
Green on the baseline, whips it out on the far wing. Connaughton too strong, back rim. Raptors get a stop. McDaniels has it. Ahead to Flynn, driving on the far side. Passes into the near corner to Boucher in front of his own bench. And he drops the triple. And the Raptors are trailing 98-73.
Now Chris Boucher with his 4th straight game making a three-point shot.
Got 7.6 rebounds.
Raptors still in the zone. They got to stop last time.
Green, 3-ball, far side, missed it. Down low, bodies flying all over looking for it. And they're going to say off Milwaukee, Raptor ball. Pirtle gets it into Flynn. 1:17 to go here, third quarter. Raptors trying to put a little something together in spite of the big differential. Siakam into the paint, going at Antetokounmpo. Passes out to Boucher. Sidestep, up fake, triple, no good. Pirtle, though, with a tap. Wow, volleyball style. Looking like John Heese out there.
Well, dueling Connaughton. Couldn't get his hands on it, but kept it alive, and it went in the basket.
I said John Heese, Marquise. You know what I meant, John.
Yeah.
My man Marquise. I don't want to do him like that. Bucks just blew the alley-oop as Lillard threw it up to Thanasis. McDaniels over to Flynn, whips a pass into the paint to Pirtle, back up top to McDaniels, catch and shoot, triple is good. I mean, they're still down 20, but they're putting something together right now. Can they close it out with another stop here in the third?
Showing signs of life. Cut 10 off the lead. This is part, Eric. They've got 3 or 4 consecutive stops and scores.
Raptors have a foul to give. Lillard drives, scoops it off glass, and it goes. Surprised they didn't take the foul. 178. Raptors down 22. Malachi Flynn brings it across center. Last shot time for the Raptors. Hands off to Pascal. Driving on the near side. Throws it up off glass. Missed. He left time on the clock, 5.7, but he was fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line and try and get this thing back down to 20. It was as high as 33.
Anytime you give Pascal Siakam space and he can eat it up going to his right hand, you're going to have to A, let him go, or B, foul him. Option C, stopping him, almost ceases to exist.
Missing the first free throw, Pascal Siakam. I usually talk about the Jones jinx. I certainly slapped it on tonight. I talked about the free throw shooting, and since then the Raptors just 1 of 3 at the line. Pascal came into this ball game shooting a hair over 70% at the stripe. He's 2 of 4, make it 3 of 5 as the second one goes down. Raptors trailing 179. 5.7 seconds remain for the Bucks. They get it into Lillard. 4 seconds. He gets across half and a reach on Flynn, but they did have one to give. It's not a bad foul. Not a bad foul. 2.5 seconds to play. Bucks will inbound from the near side. Looks like AJ Green's going to do the honors. McDaniels will cover the inbound. And now Adrian Griffin calling a timeout.
A chance to work on a last-second play.
It's gone final in Washington. Dallas beating the Wizards 130-117. And Boston, who will be here in Toronto on Friday, leading the Sixers 87-81 as the fourth quarter is just underway.
The Raptors have a little get back when it comes to the Boston Celtics. And coming off tonight's game where, let's face it, through 3 quarters they haven't had a stellar showing. There might be some jump in the building on Friday night.
The homestand continues with the Celts on Friday. And again, the Detroit Pistons coming up on Sunday. That's an afternoon game. And when the schedule first came out, I believe it was a 6 o'clock game, and it got changed to 4 o'clock. And if I'm not mistaken, a lot of that was due in part to the fact that the Grey Cup is on Sunday.
For sure, it's Grey Cup Sunday, and a lot of people want to see one of the oldest trophies in North America fought for.
Tough for the Argos, though, Jones, after the season they had.
Great season, and
they just didn't have it in the East Final.
And it's a matter of when you lose, right?
How good would it have been to go into Hamilton and win the Grey Cup in their joint? Bucks miss at the buzzer. Lillard. Well, he's been a Lizard tonight. He's been slithering all over the place with 37 points, 12 assists, and 4 rebounds. And the Bucks lead the Raptors 100-79 with the fourth quarter coming up next. You're listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Move up to Heathwood. Hi, I'm Hugh Heron. Experience true luxury at Williamsburg Green in Kitchener. Heathwood's all-brick homes are built with upgraded features and elevated finishes. Chef-inspired kitchens, spa-like en-suites, and a fully finished lower level. Even better, Williamsburg Green has parks, playgrounds, and trails to explore. It's time to move up to Heathwood. Learn more at heathwood.com.
At Toyota, we believe you deserve a truck like the Tundra. It's a truck that's capable, reliable, and ready for adventure, just like you. A truck that's tough on the outside, yet warm and comforting on the inside. What? You know you secretly enjoy a nice warm bubble bath? Don't we all? It's time to find your match. It's time to Toyota. Lease a 2024 Tundra 4x4 CrewMax SR from $164 weekly for 40 months at 7.99% with $5,449 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Back at Scotiabank Arena, Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you, getting set to start the fourth quarter with the Raptors trailing 100-79. Jonesy, can they do it again?
I won't say no, but I'll put it this way. Improbable. Not impossible, but improbable, the way the night has been going. The other night against Washington, the energy level picked up considerably in the middle of the third quarter. I've seen them try to do that, but Milwaukee's just a more talented team and able to take advantage of the openings that the Raptors get when they're kind of gambling.
Jackson was looking for Lopez. He thought Lopez was going to go up over the rim, and he was looking for the lob, and Jackson just lobbed a soft pass, essentially, to the Raptors, and a turnover. But in fact, not just a turnover, as Lopez ends up getting called for a bump in the back on Pirtle, so it's a foul. Raptors actually won the last quarter, 32-30. Down 23 at the half, down 21 as the fourth quarter begins, and it starts with a stop. So can they get something right here? Pirtle to Flynn, turning the corner on the far side, trying to drive to the 10. Cut off by Green, comes on the baseline, drops it to Pirtle, misses a soft little teardrop. Raptors get it though, they whip it around. Barnes drives into the paint, running floater, rim blasting in. And again, Darko saying, where's the foul? My guy's getting knocked around like a ping pong ball, and Scotty comes away a little bit gimpy. I don't know if it's his knee, his left leg, what, and he's limping down the floor on offense as the Raptors just got the steal. Scotty had it, but gave it up because he can't run right now. He's hurting, Jonesy. Chris Boucher just cleaned it up. I don't know if it's a hip flex or what, but Scotty Barnes is in a lot of pain right now, and he's over on the far sideline talking to official Sean Corbin.
He's staying in the game, though. Otto Porter pops off the bench, and Scotty just held up his left thumb, saying, no, leave me in here. Let me try to fight through it.
Boucher was shooting. They're going to say foul on the floor. And sideline out of bounds for the Raptors.
Wow. I'm surprised at that.
Pirtle, quarterbacking just above the free throw line, gives it to Barnes. Scotty, little stop and go, got to the far elbow, out to Flynn, on the wing to McDaniels. He drives, off glass, too strong. Boucher cleans it up, floats it up, misses, fouled. This time, he's going to the line.
Yeah, he'll get his just dessert and his due on that one, as he did a nice job. Chris so good on the offensive end, being able to slide to the glass.
First one goes down for Chris Boucher. If it weren't for the fact that the deficit was 33, this comeback might look even better, Jonesy, because the Raptors have now shaved the deficit essentially in half. They're still trailing, though, by 17. Just think, had you been down by only 23 instead of 33, we'd be having ourselves a ball game right now. Just got to keep going, though. As we spoke about earlier, breaking this thing down into little chunks. Middleton knocks down the jumper. The lead goes back to 19 for Milwaukee. Flynn to McDaniels at the near elbow. Back to Flynn. Cross court now, right to left, over to Barnes. Above the arc. Barnes covered by Chris Middleton. Back over to Flynn. Wing near side. Shot clock at 7. Flynn dips behind Pirtle. Lobs it up to McDaniels, who's cutting on the baseline. And I thought they had a chance to finish on the alley-oop, but McDaniels came down with it and then got snuffed out on a block by Lopez.
Well, with Lopez around the rim, the ball can't leave your hand. It's got to go right into the bucket.
Bucks just turned it over again. Here come the Raptors. Barnes over to McDaniels, far side. Stops and passes to Pirtle at the free throw line, back out to Barnes. Barnes around Pirtle screen. Back to a cutting Pirtle, who dunks it down.
All right, 17. Keep chipping away if you're Toronto. You're in the zone right now. No Lillard on the floor.
Payne, floater in the lane, no good. Here comes Flynn. Did the Raptors get it down to 15, maybe even 14? Flynn around a Pirtle screen. One-hand floater from the free throw line is good. And Adrian Griffin says, hold on a second. Timeout, Bucks. The Raptors have cut it to 15. It's 102-87. Toronto is on a 27-9 run.
Well, as you said to me, Eric, never impossible, maybe improbable, but maybe a little more probable now. Again, it's still about getting the stops and having quality trips to continue your run at the offensive end.
9:19 to go, fourth quarter. Raptors down 15 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
You've heard that sound before. A basketball going off the backboard and in. A bank shot. Well, that's actually the sound of a fan winning a Raptors jersey. That's the sound of a fan getting a signed Raptors basketball. And that's a fan scoring tickets to the NBA Finals. With the Tangerine Bank Shot contest, every bank shot the Raptors score this season wins a fan a prize. Enter for a chance to win at tangerine.ca/bankshot. Tangerine, that's forward banking.
I have the test results. Impressive. During those unpredictable weather conditions, the improved Celsius 2 really performed when needed most. Our open country tire got us through tough weather on a variety of terrains. In the really bad conditions, Toyo Observe outperformed with advanced tread design, sipes, and of course, they've got nuts that really grip. That's a winning lineup.
You can get even better results. For a limited time, save up to $80 on select sets of 4 Toyo tires. Details at toyotires.ca.
This winter, you may ask, oh, what fun is it to ride the 2024 Honda CR-V Hybrid? Well, dashing through the snow in a 204 horsepower sleigh, jingling all the way with Apple CarPlay and heated leather seats, you'll discover that the CR-V Hybrid isn't just efficient, it's made for fun adventures. And to make spirits even brighter, you don't have to wait to take one home. The 2024 CR-V EXL Hybrid is in stock today. Lease from just $149 weekly at 7.69% for 60 months, $2,650 down, OAC taxes extra. See HondaOntario.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Paul Jones, Eric Smith with you. Fourth quarter, Raptors down 102-87. If you're just tuning in, yes, the Raptors are down 15. That's not great. But I'll tell you what, it's actually pretty good because they were down 33. They're on a 27-9 run over the last 7 minutes and 37 seconds.
They're pushing, and that's a good thing. And they picked up the intensity. The only thing I will say, this lineup that's in here that's doing it with 3 bench guys, Malachi in the middle of it again with McDaniels and Boucher, how tired are they? How much fatigue is going to kick in?
Middleton comes around a screen set by Lopez, gets to the free throw line, and that was easy.
Come out of the timeout. Good ATO play by Adrian Griffin.
Flynn's got it back for the Raptors right now, dipping behind the Pirtle screen. Over to McDaniels, 3-ball far wing, short, off the side of the rim. Pretty quick in that possession there for the Raptors too. Cameron Payne toward the far sideline now to Portis in that far corner. To Middleton again, elevates, jumper up, no good. Scotty with the contest, rebound, ultimately comes down to Barnes. Here comes Scotty around a Pirtle screen, just above the free throw line. Great little pass to Pirtle, who's hammered by Middleton, and Yak is going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, I like the play by Scotty.
You want Yak to go up and dunk it, don't you?
I want him to try and dunk it because, let's face it, he's had his issues at the line this year, Yak. Shooting only 41%.
First one up and out.
I mean, and they know who they're fouling.
Second free throw coming for Pirtle with the Raptors down by 17. 8:28 to go in the ball game. Clean for Pirtle. 1 of 2. Raptors trailing 104-88. Cameron Payne across center. He's on the logo, looking on the far side to Beasley. Beasley covered by Barnes. They get it back to Beasley. And on the near wing, he buries another triple. His 8th of the game. He's got 30. Boucher on the baseline. Blocked by Lopez. Taken away by Pirtle. Puts it back in the tin.
All right, they're enough with the hold now. It's time for another run if you're the Raptors, right? They got it down to 15, 17. You're kind of in this holding pattern. Time for a few stops and make a run.
Beasley misses this time from the near side. 8 of 11 from distance. Flynn across center. On the wing far side, Pirtle sets the screen. Flynn around it to Barnes. Bobbled it, but goes at the rim. High off glass. Oh, it bobbled out, but he's fouled by Lopez. Scotty again got hit hard, but he's going to go to the free throw line.
Nice job by the Raptors getting the ball inside. And that's how, again, as I said earlier, that's how you create a run and start things after some stops. Try to get some easy ones.
First free throw is good for Scotty Barnes. 24 points and counting for Scotty. The Raptors have put up a season high with 22 offensive rebounds. they've done a better job on the glass, Jonesy, in this second half. They've done a better job in many facets and capacities in the second half, but here we sit with 7:31 to go and the Bucks leading by 16, still shooting 50% from the floor and 50% from distance, and they still have that 27-point bulge on the perimeter with 9 more triples than the Raptors.
It's been the undoing for Toronto tonight. Give Milwaukee credit, though. Adrian Griffin went to school after that last loss.
Lopez 3-ball. That one no good from the near side. Rebound to Boucher. Raptors could have it down to 13, maybe 12. Flynn to Barnes, left block, turning, passing it off to Pirtle, lays it in. It's down to 13 with 7:05 to go.
I love the unit on the floor. They put Grady in for McDaniels to keep the shooting possibility there. Grady's got a rebound on the back line of the zone.
Payne driving in, passes, far corner. Portis, 3-ball is good. Grady got out there, but Portis knocked it down.
It's a league of contested shots, and guys make them.
Barnes got behind the D and dunks it down. Beasley went for the steal. Barnes caught it, and a straight line drive to the 10 on the dunk. And the Raptors again have it at 13. Check that, 14 with 6:42 to go.
Well, you're not out of it, especially with the 3-ball if you can make a few. I love the fight in this Raptor team. It is about your margin of error shrinking. So stops are imperative right now.
110-96, Raptors down 14 with 6:42 to go on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I run at sonic speeds, but I'm not as quick as the fastest computer. And that's exactly what Sam needed. She runs an IT firm and needed an upgrade. Within 24 hours, she was approved for a business loan. After, I stuck around to play some online games. My legs might be fast, but my thumbs, even faster.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Fiscal license 12616.
All right, everyone. Step up and down. Left foot, right foot. You're climbing up a trail. Now back in your Subaru with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and getting active in the real world. Work those abs. Driving right through the mud and left and right. Keep that core engaged and bend at the knees as you load more into your Subaru. Windows down. Take in that outdoor air and park.
Get more value out of every kilometer at your local Subaru dealer, starting with award-winning safety.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Fourth quarter, Raptors trailing 110-96. Back out onto the floor, Chris Boucher, Grady Dick, Jakob Poeltl, Scotty Barnes, and Malachi Flynn. For now, Adrian Griffin keeping Dame Lillard on the bench. It's Payne, Middleton, Beasley, Lopez, and Porter for the Bucks. Toronto is in the midst of a 36-17 run since the 5:05 mark of the third quarter.
I mean, that's a good run. Problem was you were down
33
by 33 points.
Yeah, you've shaved 19 off, but you're still down 14. Lopez in the lane, leads in on Scotty, missed it. Pirtle couldn't get to it. Lopez cleans it up, bucket and the foul.
Lopez misses in the lane. You know, like I said before, he's a mountain of a man.
Yep.
You know, you look at him at 7'1", 285, and he misses the shot, goes and gets his rebound, and just muscled it back up and in over Jakob, who took the foul.
112-96, they get 113-96 as Lopez hits the free throw, his first appearance at the line. 7 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. Barnes Barnes to Grady Dick, back to Barnes straight away. Now inside the arc at the far elbow to a cutting Pirtle, lays it up and in, and they've worked something out.
Well, the inside game is what the Raptors have had all year. That pick and roll stuff is terrific, traditional, get into the paint. They've got to make enough three-pointers to keep the team honest and not packing the paint on them.
Middleton back for the Bucks, flashing through the lane, and he got the friendly roll. It hit the rim and crawled over. Not supposed to get those on the road, Jonesy. 115-98.
If you're a shooter and the shooter's touch, it goes everywhere.
Barnes just crossed up Middleton, throws it up off glass over Lopez. Cleaned up by Pirtle, out to Grady Dick straight away. Three ball is good. Dick for three.
Well, here comes Toronto again.
115-101. 14-point game with 5:27 to play.
Raptors gone back to the zone. They were out of it in the last possession, and Middleton scored.
Middleton trying to shake free from Flynn, turns and passes out to Lopez, who buries a triple. That's the first three ball of the game for Lopez, but it's the 18th triple for Milwaukee. Pirtle to Barnes, back to Yak, turns around, out to Flynn, wide open three from Malachi, no good, back rim. Needed that one.
Yeah, had a great look too. Had
Raps
a really
down
super
17.
look.
Milwaukee looking to push it back to 19 or 20 right here. Middleton trying to go at Pirtle, bringing him out to the perimeter. Goes cross court to Beasley. Beasley with Boucher in front of him. Shot clock at 6. Beasley bounce pass to Middleton in the corner to Portis. On the baseline, running floater off glass and in for Portis. Back to 19, Jonesy.
Yeah, they're keeping Toronto at bay. Toronto, you can't afford to trade, but that's what you're stuck with right now when you can't get stops.
4:29 to go. Barnes over to Grady Dick on that far sideline. Back to Barnes. Shot clock at 10. Barnes turning the corner down Main Street. Going at Lopez. Off glass and in. He went right at the big man and got the bucket. Scotty with 29.
Well, Dame Lillard coming back in at the next dead ball for Portland, or for Milwaukee.
Cameron Payne just buried a triple. Darko and Dame Lillard sharing a few words and having a quick smile with one another as Payne's triple has Milwaukee back up 20. Barnes again going at the rim, went at Lopez, got blocked but tracks down the ball. He's going to try and do it again. Now back to Flynn, over to Grady, far sideline, three ball, no good, into the far corner, and a rebound to Payne. Good minutes off the bench for Payne, 10 points in 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's been a solid player off the bench. Like I said, he came into his own in Phoenix. Monty Williams used him in a terrific way. He regained some of his confidence, and now he's become a solid player for the Milwaukee Bucks.
We'll take a quick break, come back in about 30 seconds with the Raptors down 20 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 3:31 to go in the ball game. The Raptors are trailing 123-103. Boston on top of Philadelphia with 8 minutes to go. With 1 minute to go, they are up 8. Sorry, I flipped the numbers in my own brain. Orlando on top of Chicago by 15 with 2:10 to go. Phoenix leading Minnesota by 15, 4 minutes into the second quarter, and we've still got the Kings, Lakers, and Cavs, Blazers coming up later on tonight. That's the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Bet Rivers. Out of the timeout, the Raptors will have the ball, and we're getting a look, Jonesy, at Marquise Noel coming into the ball game.
Let's see what he's got. Interesting to see if Darko will give him a look now and see if he earns some minutes.
Marquise Noel contesting the shot from Cameron Payne, and Payne got it to go. 23 3 balls in the game for the Bucks, shooting 54% from distance. Their 3-point percentage is higher than their overall field goal percentage. Noel to Thad Young, running floater in the lane, no good, as it's gobbled up on a big-time block by Brook Lopez. The lead is back up to 23. So the Raptors made their run.
Got it
just
down
couldn't
to
get over the hump.
13. I mean, think about it. You beat a team that's championship caliber, albeit without Giannis, by a 20-point margin, and you're still trailing by double figures.
Bobby Portis now knocking down the jumper. Got it to go from about 12 feet. And now the Raptors back again. Shot is blocked, but the loose ball picked up by Noel. Out to McDaniels, missed the shot. Noel, though, tracks down the rebound. Smallest man on the floor, he only stands 5'7", but he has hustle and heart, buddy. Big time. Noel in the lane, out to Grady Dick on the perimeter. Dick in the paint, fouled on a drive.
No such thing as garbage time if you're Marquise Noel. You get a chance to play in an NBA game as a guy who was an afterthought for many of the teams around the league, and Toronto decides to take a chance on you. He's going to make the most of all his time out on the floor.
So Grady Dick goes to the free throw line with 2:22 to go. Raptors down 128-103. And we're going to have a wholesale change coming up for Adrian Griffin. Literally has 5 guys coming over the boards like a hockey line change right now.
Adrian Green returns, and that's this returns as well. Checking in. Number 28, Wigington.
The Canadian Wigington comes into the game as well, Jonesy. He's a great story.
Lindell Wigington, yeah. Maritime kid. Great story. CEBL, G League. And played a whole bunch of minutes in the last game of the season last year in Toronto here.
He's got the ball right now as he brings it across center, going up against Marquise Noel. Raptors down 128-105 after Grady Dick made both free throws. Wigington to Robin Lopez down near the block right side, back out on the perimeter. Wigington, 3-ball, no good. Rebound to Thad Young. Thad will bring it up across center. Young looking for Grady Dick. He's got him. Grady, 3-ball, near wing. Rattled a couple of rims, no good. 1:52 to go in the ball game. Washington now for the Bucks. Over to Thanasis, missing a jumper on the near side from 21 feet. Raptors again with the rebound. Here comes McDaniels. Dropping it to Young, above the far elbow. Thad Young into the lane, lost the handle, bobbled the ball, and is picked up by Washington.
Had his back turned to the defense, and they came up behind him.
Wigington in the near corner, had the ball taken away by the Raptors on a steal of McDaniels. They kick ahead. Noel, far sideline. Garrett Temple, 3-ball is good. 128-108. 1:15 to go. Washington cross center on the near side, trying to get away from Marquise Noel, who slaps the ball away, gets the steal. I tell you, I love his game. Behind the back pass to McDaniels for the dunk. It's not going to matter on the scoreboard, but that's going to be on the highlight shows, and that's the kind of play that's going to earn you a little more keep and a little more respect in your coach's eyes. He gets the steal and then makes a nifty behind the back pass to McDaniels for the dunk.
Hey, little man's out there playing. And like I said, he plays with a joy and an enthusiasm that I love in this game.
We'll keep it here with 1:01 to go in the ball game. The Raptors down 128-110. They're going to lose this ball game and fall below 500 again at 5-6. And their next game certainly not an easy one, with the Boston Celtics coming to town on Friday, and that'll be the Raptors' first play-in game. The Celts winning tonight in Philadelphia, 117-107. It literally just went final as I was speaking. And Jonesy, the Raptors have proven on a couple of occasions this year that they can beat some top teams, but Boston has been a thorn in their side for a while. I would say one of their top 2-3 rivals, but the combination of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum has given the Raptors headaches more often than not for a few years now.
They're great players, and they give a lot of people headaches, and you've got to be at full strength, so the Raptors are hoping that they've got their full complement of players. That said, put your team on the floor, and it's opportunities for other people, and they got to roll out there and do the best they can.
Bucks inbound, leading by 18. Robin Lopez to Wigginton. Lindell Wigginton. Nearly had it taken away by Noel. Pestered, though, as Garrett Temple dives to the floor. Bucks control, though, 10 on the shot clock.
Noel coming from the backside almost with the steal.
A.J. Green, ooh, Noel nearly had a steal there as well. Triple no good for Washington. Pulled down by the Raptors. Ahead they come. Here's Marquise Noel. Crosses up A.J. Green. Goes at the rim. Stops on a dime. Passes back out to Temple. Now Garrett Temple back out to Noel. Was looking for Grady Dick in the near corner, but his pass was deflected away. Knocked into the stands. Toronto ball with 12 on the shot clock. 28.4 seconds to go in the game. Garrett Temple's going to do the honors and throw it in. Temple holding the ball high above his head, finally gets it to McDaniels on the baseline near side, back out to Temple. Temple, 7 on the shot clock, thought about the 3, passes out to Marquise Noel, cross court. Noel's got to go, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, got to get it off, goes at the rim, and he's hammered, and they're going to call a foul. I mean, the Bucks got the block, but they hammered Noel, and I love the no fear, 5'7", he went right at Robin Lopez.
And if he's 5'7", I'm 6'4".
Now, if he's 5'7", then I'm 6'2".
But like I said, the kid plays with a passion and a joy and a love, and you saw that in the NCAA tournament last year. You saw him set the record for assists in a tournament game, and he's got his designs on an NBA career, and he's going to play hard.
Well, he's on the scoreboard in his first NBA game with 2 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds in 3 minutes. Came into this game, albeit small sample size, 3 games with the 905, averaging just under 17 points, just under 10 assists. And that's the final. The Raptors lose 128-112, a game that was pretty much all Milwaukee.
Yeah, they took it at him early. The shooting was terrific for the Bucks. Over 50% from the floor, over 50% from 3, and over 90% from the line, taking advantage of 14 Toronto turnovers for 20 points. That just makes it really, really difficult.
So the Raptors lose this ball game 128-112. Raptors reaction is coming up shortly, but we will come back with some final stats and then get set to wrap it from Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590, the Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Experience simply better security with Brevo.
One solution for the whole community. Brevo has multifamily buildings covered, from common areas to unit access and in-unit automation.
All with the convenience of access control from your mobile device.
Discover the Brevo advantage for your multifamily building. Join millions of people worldwide who trust in the original cloud-based security solution. Visit lp.brevo.com/Canada. That's lp.brivo.com/Canada.
Did you see this? The Rogers Wrapped in Red event is back with exciting deals. Really? It says right here, you compare 5G mobile and Ignite internet plans, each starting at $55 a month. What? You want the fine print? For 24 months after auto-pay discount for mobile. New activations only.
All of that? Amazing.
But how will we gift wrap a plan?
Everything these days. Our really, really exciting Black Friday deals are here. Visit Rogers.com or a Rogers store for details.
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Active Green and Rust.
Grab the savings while you grab life by the road with BF Goodrich Tires. From October 5th to December 20th, buy 4 BF Goodrich tires and get up to $70 in mail-in rebates. From tires to tune-ups, we won't be undersold. There's no better place to buy your BF Goodrich tires than
Active Green and Ross.
Conditions apply. See store for details.
The wait is over, my lambs. Rib Sanity is back at St. Louis Bar and Grill, and it's in retrograde. Tasty relationships are inevitable with all-you-can-eat ribs for only $27.99. And expand your horizons with 2 new special sauces. It won't last forever, so to improve your rib-life balance, check out Rib Sanity, and remember to like and subscribe.
St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since 1992.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. The final score, 128-112. The Raptors lose to the Bucks. And in the loss, Scotty Barnes with 29 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Jakob Poeltl had the double-double at 13 points, 11 rebounds. Off the bench, Precious Achiuwa had 11. In the starting lineup tonight, just the 3rd teenager ever to start for the Raptors. Grady Dick had 11. And Jonesy, Pascal Siakam, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, but a very quiet night overall for Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, kind of unusually quiet. I'm sure those will be some of the questions in the postgame about how difficult it was for him. But I'm looking at big picture. The defense was an issue, and then the offense could never get on track, and that's what makes it difficult. And if you're Toronto, those are things you got to figure out. You just have to be on top of that stuff, figure it out. You can't continue to dig yourself into a hole every game, Eric, and try to climb back. They outscored Milwaukee by 20 points in the 4th quarter. Problem was, you're down 33. So it's something that the Raptors need to address. It can't be a constant for them.
Well, Jonesy, you think about that first quarter, right? Raptors were down 15. They outscored the Bucks in the 3rd quarter. They outscored the Bucks in the 4th quarter. And this goes back to something you said last week when you start breaking down quarter by quarter. Lose by 2, lose by 3, lose by 3, lose by 2. Oh, well, you suddenly just lost the game by 10.
Right.
Tonight, they lost the 2nd quarter by 8. They won the 3rd quarter by 2. They won the 4th quarter by 5. That's a 1-point differential. It's a 1-point game over 3 quarters. But you dug yourself a big-time hole in the first, going down by 15 at the end of 1, and you could never catch up after that.
Well, and like I said, why couldn't you catch up? The other team's shooting 52%. They outscored you by 33 points from behind the arc.
Yep.
They got to the free throw line and shot 20 of 21, and then you turned the ball over 14 times and gave them 20 points. Now, it was only a minor point differential in terms of turnovers, but at the same time,
when they happen to.
It's when they happen.
Yeah.
It's live ball, and it just makes it so difficult.
So again, the Raptors lose this ball game 128-112. They will fall to 5-6 as they get set to host the Boston Celtics on Friday, and that will also be the Raptors' first play-in game for the in-season play-in tournament as well, or the in-season tournament. The Raptors, with the 16-point loss, will try and lick their wounds and get set for that in-season tournament game on Friday. And then we'll be back right here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan on Sunday when the Raptors host the Detroit Pistons. Thanks to everybody involved in the broadcast. J.R. Manitat here at Scotiabank Arena, back at Raptors Central. Austin Mackey. Raptors Reaction is coming up next. You've been listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hello and welcome to the Raptors Reaction Podcast for Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm your host, Wim Lou, speaking to you after the Raptors put up their most disappointing defensive performance of the year. At least when they got washed by Boston last weekend, it was understandable in the sense that the Boston Celtics are really, really good. And Celtics just beat the Sixers, by the way, for a little revenge. Obviously, we know how good the Celtics are. By the way, the Raptors playing the Celtics on Friday, so it's a tough opponent to be seeing right now. But listen, the Raptors playing defense like this is not going to be enough to beat anybody in the league. Nobody. And the Raptors lucked out today. They didn't get to see Giannis Antetokounmpo, which obviously is going to change a lot for the Bucks. And the Bucks still have a lot of talent. They still have obviously Damian Lillard. They still have other guys as part of a championship core that can step up and do things. But the Raptors gave him 128, so they lost 128 to 112. The Raptors gave up 128 points, including getting up the full 100 points through 3 quarters. Was just inexcusable. There is no excuse for this, and you saw it early and you saw it often, where the Bucks got out to a 36-21 lead in the first quarter. Like, they just could not execute a simple trap against Damian Lillard. And I'm not saying that it is simple to trap Damian Lillard. I'm not saying that it's simple to trap him. But at the same time, the scheme is what it is. Like, they're not asking them to do something they can't do, right? We're not asking them to make 23s, right? Because we know the Raptors are struggling on threes in general. They're not a good three-point shooting team. We're not asking them to, dunk the ball every single time and just jump over guys. That's not what we're asking for. We're asking for the bare minimum in terms of just play execution, just defensively trap Damian Lillard. Because, look, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that if Giannis is not playing in this game, you want to throw extra attention at Damian Lillard. And I can't tell you the number of times I've seen in this game where Damian Lillard split a double team, drove around a double team, got downhill against no double team, drew a foul at the basket. I mean, like, he barely had to come in the fourth quarter because of the fact that the Bucks just got out to such a huge lead. And it's not like the Bucks were hitting every shot or the Bucks were playing amazing basketball throughout. They weren't. Like, I'm not even going to try to give them that kind of credit because it was that easy for Dame. It was ridiculous watching the Raptors try to corral Dame. And this is a matchup where the Raptors have played Dame really well over the years. Some of it is playing the Trailblazers, but honestly, when you look at this roster, it's not entirely different than what the Raptors may have faced with Dame on the Trailblazers. And last year, Raptors beat the Trailblazers twice, and they did a great job on Dame the whole time. This game, I don't understand what the Raptors, what was so difficult for the team to figure out how to execute their defense, right? And again, I'm not saying that you're going to stop a top 75 Hall of Famer from scoring or from creating offense. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about breakdowns, though. It's just comical. There's one play in the first quarter where Dame literally beat all 5 Raptors defenders on his way for a layup. Like, it cannot be that easy for anyone, even a player as great as Dame. And I'm not saying that Dame needed to, pull out his best stuff, but man, it was just so easy to cut through the Raptors defense. And listen, this is a team where the calling card is defense, right? I understand that you don't have OG Anunoby. Well, guess what? OG wasn't going to be guarding Dame. OG can't be the difference between, this type of effort defensively, this type of execution defensively, and what we actually, typically see with OG on the floor. Like, you could say OG improves the defense. There's no doubt about that. But what you really needed to see was the Raptors actually following through and playing together as a group. And defensively, it was just shocking to me. Like, I actually think that this is their worst defensive performance. At least against the Celtics, they had the kind of firepower. The resistance that they put up today was just inexcusable. Inexcusable. And I don't care to think about, okay, Malik Beasley hit 8 threes, and he was, like, literally twerking on the court after hitting a 3 to put the Bucks up, like, I don't know, 20 or 30. It doesn't even matter. Or I care more about the fact that it was Dame getting downhill over and over and over again. There's no excuse for him getting 18 field goal attempts in 31 minutes. There's no excuse for him getting 16 free throw attempts in 31 minutes. There's no excuse for him getting 13 assists in 31 minutes. The game plan was to trap him. And when you watch back on the film, when you watch back on the highlights of this game, just see don't watch Dame getting downhill and doing whatever he wants. Watch the Raptors defensively and just see how they will just fail to corral him over and over and over and over again. And I just don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, like, you could say they came out lethargic. I mean, okay, but like, you would have thought the game against Washington would be a bit of a wake-up call. Like, they played as badly as possible through 3 quarters, and just because of the fact that the Washington Wizards are this deeply unserious team, that left the opportunity for the Raptors to complete that comeback. And whatever, coming out from 23 is great. So what? You're now going to try the next day to come back from 33, which is how much they were down against the Bucks? Like, just shameful stuff, really. And again, it comes down to basic execution. Nobody is being asked to do things that they physically can't do, but like they just were not there. And I cannot tell you the amount of times Dame got downhill. Like it just it's outrageous to me. And of course, like the other guys got some scoring as well. Like they're good players, right? Like Chris Middleton playing 20 minutes, but knocking down some mid-range jumpers. You'll live with 11 points on 5 of 9 shooting. Like, okay, yeah, he's good, but you'll live with that. Brook Lopez was in the paint the whole game, 7 blocks. That's some bad reads on offense. I'll get to that in a second. But it's not like he was killing you offensively. Malik obviously had a lot of scoring, but like he had a lot of points the last time the Raptors played as well. Right? He's going to be a guy who can really knock down threes. It's up to you to continue dribble penetration in the first place so that the Bucks don't get so many open threes from Malik Beasley to the point where Malik Beasley of all people is twerking on you. Like, man, that's it's nasty to watch. Bobby Portis coming on the bench and doing some damage. Like he's an opportunistic scorer. Like he's a good scorer. Like 18 from him is not too big of a surprise. But again, I just cannot stress this enough how badly the Raptors executed their number one piece. I'm sure Darko, I'm sure the coaching staff, I'm sure that's all they did was, talk about this in practice yesterday, talk about this in shoot around today. And who knows, maybe they were preparing for Giannis and then Giannis becomes unavailable and you got to adjust. But even before the game, the number one thing would have been how do we guard and contain Damian Lillard? And they just couldn't do it all night. Like all night. It was just a futile exercise all night to the point where the Raptors ran a bunch of zone in the fourth quarter. And you don't see the Raptors run that much zone anymore. Obviously, that was something that they did quite a bit under Nick Nurse. That became Nick Nurse's calling card was to come out with those janky defenses or whatever. You haven't seen as much of that this year. And you've seen the Raptors really guard a lot better this year. However, in a game like this where they just randomly throw that zone together, like, okay, the Bucks just got even more wide open threes against that zone. And, it's sometimes when you're going to zone like that, what you're really trying to say is we can't contain dribble penetration at all. We can't guard a simple pick and roll and not have somebody get downhill on us. And so we need to play a zone so that we ensure that we have rim protection and that we ensure that we have people in the lane. Well, what that does is it just adds fuel to the fire for a team that was really hot from 3 today. And even though the Raptors cut it down to as close to 14 points, so, they trimmed it from 33 to 14, they barely had to force Dame to come back into the game. So to me, like that doesn't matter how much of the lead you eat into. Like the Bucks had another gear by putting Dame back into the game, but also like when they got it down to 14, the Bucks just kept getting wide open threes. Malik Beasley with the threes, Brook Lopez with the 3. Like it's just I mean you play that zone, but they know how to beat a zone. And I don't know, man. It's just really shocking to see the Raptors come out this poor defensively. And I would say that, for me, they didn't come out. The starters did not come out with great energy to the point where Darko actually changed up his starting lineup for the second half. He benched Jakob Poeltl for the second half. And I think it did actually improve his play. He came back, was pretty strong with the second unit. But, like, Yak is a guy that the Raptors traded a first-round pick for, who, we've already seen multiple times this season where Darko has closed games without him on the floor, who they re-signed to on a 4-year deal, who – in a game like this, especially in the first half, missing layups. Like, when was the last time Yaka went up strong? Honestly, right? Like, we know he has touch. We know he has, he knows how to play angles. But like, come on, how many times is he going to shank layups when they're right there to be dunked? How many times is he going to be slow on the defensive assignment against Damian Lillard? How many times is he going to be contesting at the basket and guys driving straight through him? That's not the top 10 center that Masai said that he was trading for and trying to re-sign, right? That is not what we are seeing on the floor. There is no way in the world you could look at this performance and say that that's a top 10 center. And to the point where Darko has not finished a lot of games with him on the game. And now he's taken it one step further and starting the second half, he didn't even have him on the floor. He went with Precious at center to start the second half, even though Precious wasn't even having that great of a game. Precious came in the game, made his usual mistakes, settled in a little bit in the second quarter, and start the third quarter, Precious starting the game. Like, the fact that you have to do that already in the season really shows you how much they're struggling. Now, of course, we said in the fourth quarter, if there's any positives, it was Scotty Barnes leading the fourth quarter group with Jakob. And Jakob played decent, and Scotty played really, really well. So there was a bit of a response, whether you want to say that that's because of the lineup change, whether that's what you want to say that's because, I don't know, Darko bench Jakob, but he brought more fire out of him. I don't know. But, like, I think that at least you saw a bit of a spark. But, I mean, long term, it's not like you're not going to start Jakob, right? So this is just a temporary thing that you've done for one game, and who knows? Maybe it changes your rotations a little bit. Maybe that Darko does like this look and plays Scotty with Yak a little bit more often. But ultimately, I would just say that, like, yeah, look, Yak wasn't the only guy who's making mistakes defensively. Pascal left some 3-point shooters open. I seem like Dennis was really confused as to sort of like which direction to push Dame towards. Defensively, Dennis, was questionable coming into this game, and he ultimately decided to give it a go. He had hurt his knee, but did very little in terms of like changing and flipping Dame and pressuring him. I thought he did a way, way better job of guarding Dame at the point of attack when they first met 2 weeks ago. And then the Raptors started Grady Dick, which I get it. For shooting purposes, you kind of need to, but the amount of rookie mistakes that he's making out there, I mean, you're just not going to win. Like, you're not really going to win his minutes, especially against opposing starters. That's one of the things, too. You start a player, you're going against the opposing team starters. Like, it's a very basic thing, but you could play Grady more against bench lineups, but you start him, and the amount of errors, they really start to add up. So Raps really got off to a poor start, and they never recovered. I mean, they never really figured out their defense. And in terms of the offense, well, listen, you could see this coming from a mile away, right? Pascal, the last couple of games, whether it was against Dallas or whether it was against Washington, he was going to be able to get down low and, play through the post, not much rim protection, not very disciplined defensive groups, and be able to really, really make his impact on that side of the floor in terms of just getting into the paint. But the last other two games where you see against Boston, where they do have really good rim protection and also really good perimeter defenders, and this one where Milwaukee decided, they came to their senses. Last time the Raptors played Milwaukee when they were here, they were like, okay, Brook Lopez, you're going to chase out to the three-point line and you're going to run around and double team. Like, that was stupid. That was just stupid. That's just not a way to play him defensively. He's 35 years old and he's slow as molasses, but he is great around the basket. And he basically just parked himself in the paint the entire game. And it took away so much of what Pascal wanted to do around the basket. Because, again, like, all the chances that he had, he wasn't really going to those. And he wasn't going to the jumper at all, which, I don't mind if he doesn't shoot the three right now just because of the fact that he's been really misfiring. 0 for 2 for 3 for Pascal today. But, like, we need to be able to, like, at least see Pascal use the mid-range game to open up some space, especially when there is always Jakob Poeltl parked underneath the basket. Now, I think, to a point that was interesting to me today was watching how against the same coverage with Yak, sitting in the paint, Scotty did a much better job of getting Yak involved. And it's interesting because Pascal and Yak have always had some pretty good chemistry dating back to when they were first teammates back in 2017, 2018, that range. They had the Yak and skills kind of thing. But recently, when you watch it, you're like, okay, it feels like, Yak's man is always getting into Pascal's way, and the Raptors aren't able to capitalize on this sort of like double team or whatever. You saw in the fourth quarter, Scotty connecting with Yak over and over and over again. And I think with me, it was just watching Scotty go super hard to the basket. He's stronger, but also I think his handle was tighter, and he was just getting into tighter spots, forcing Brook Lopez to fully commit to the rotation, and that pulled Yak open. And look, listen, Yak also did a better job of catching and finishing, which is something that he really struggled with in the first half. So it's not entirely just on the fact that Scotty did a better job delivering, but I think that's like 80% of what made that partnership work. And it's interesting watching it because, outside of a couple possessions, it doesn't really feel like, Yak and Pascal are really like fluidly working through things. Like maybe if they're drawing up specific sets where they're at specific points of the floor where Pascal could duck in with no rim protection, and then Yak can find him, or Pascal can drive and have Jakob relocate slightly for a better angle for a catch, and then he gets him. But like it feels very labored each time versus like when you see Scotty running the pick and roll today, he actually just found Yak by driving, drawing to, and then making the right passes out to him. So it's interesting watching that chemistry work because it really did neutralize Pascal in this game, but it did not do that against Scotty Barnes. So I will say that was the most positive part of this game, and that's that's the main reason why the Raptors were able to cut it, down to, I wouldn't even say respectable, man. I mean, like, I don't know. Cutting it down from 33 to 14 is not necessarily, changing the game at all. But at the same time, like, I mean, it is significant to me in the sense that they played better. Their process was a lot better together. So that was it. But I mean, otherwise, I think offensively, the Raptors had so many issues, as they usually do. I mean, number one, 3-point shooting, once again, was poor, 9 of 33 from the field. It's also the timely ones were not really made, like the timely ones weren't converted. You didn't see that, like, okay, after like, a huge offensive rebound, you reset and someone's wide open and the whole crowd's going, oh, and that anticipation moment where you're like, maybe get some momentum by making that kind of hustle play and getting rewarded. Those threes were always constantly missed. And so it created the opposite. It was a deflating feeling of like, you know, honestly, at the times of the third quarter, I felt like there was a lid on the rim for the Raptors, even when they did get open threes. But some of it is too. It's just like, look, there's shooters in the starting group right now. It's like Scotty's like confidently stepping into them, and today was great, 3 of 3 from three. You literally can't ask for better than that. But like obviously, Yak's not spacing the floor. Pascal's not spacing the floor at all. Pascal's in a wicked shooting slump, and so then you got Dennis and Grady, and like Dennis has historically been an average 3-point shooter, and he started the season hot. He's got a bad knee right now from getting a bump in the previous game. He wasn't giving you that many today, and he had some wide open ones. He couldn't knock them down today. I'll give him a pass just because we've seen him start the season well from 3. Grady, I'll give him a pass too because he's a rookie. But at the same time, we're going back to a scenario where you now all of a sudden have very little 3-point shooting again. And last game against Washington, they literally had the whole starting 5 not make a single 3. And they promoted Grady, who had 2 threes in one game. Well, in this game, first off, he goes 2 of 10 from the field, which I'm not even so much worried about that kind of process. But there's lots of opportunities where he should be taking a 3 and he passes it up. He dribbles into a harder opportunity. All right. Sometimes where, he has an opportunity to play make, but he makes the wrong pass, or that he has an opportunity to score, but he tries to force another pass. It doesn't go in. Like there's just lots and lots of rookie mistakes out there. Like Grady was a big minus out there tonight. And then defensively, not only does he get targeted a little bit, but like it's just not enough to sort of overcome some of the things that he was able to do. Now, he did get to the foul line. I thought he played hard. He went to the basket hard, took some punishment. I think he even got banged up a little bit. So I appreciate the effort and the hustle. But, I mean, it's very clear that he was overmatched in a game like this. And this wasn't necessarily a difficult assignment to cover. Like, covering Malik Beasley, for example, is not exactly the hardest thing in the world. But it made it look difficult when he had 30 and Grady was just making rookie mistakes, But that was an issue. I think the bench coming in, once again creating very little of a spark, for that second unit. Chris and Precious in the first quarter making a lot of mistakes, kind of overlapping solid mistakes where, defensively, offensively, the judgment just wasn't really good, and the decision-making process wasn't good. I thought they both settled in after that, but when they first came into the game, it was pretty shocking to see sort of the drop in level. McDaniels once again getting extended run, and yeah, he was a plus 21 in this game. That's really deceptive to me. There's a lot of opportunities where he missed, and yeah, I mean, even though he got 10 shots up in 18 minutes, it felt like offensively it was a real struggle for him to create. Like there were a lot of times where he was trying to attack off the dribble, and he either couldn't really get the handle tight enough to get to the edge, or to use some quickness to get downhill. A lot of his drives end up just being curved off, and he's not touching the paint, and it's forcing the Raptors offense to reset. But listen, I mean, it's not like they got anything else offensively off the bench. I thought Precious actually settled in towards the second half of the second quarter and did a really good job of getting open, making some hustle plays. Unfortunately, defensively, they didn't really provide enough as a group either, but I thought Precious at least was better than the first game against Washington, where he came back from injury, and hopefully he continues to ramp up and get better and better. It's a pretty important piece. But besides that, like, who are you really looking for? Like, Malachi coming in the game, he had a really awful night from 3, 0 for 8. He had a lot of those like wide open momentum, potentially shifting threes, and he just missed literally all of them. And then Otto came in for 11 minutes, and it just didn't really feel like he had any impact on the game. They didn't really run any plays to get him open threes, but also he didn't really do enough in terms of like, playing defense or boxing out or anything. Like he literally played 11 minutes, got 1 rebound, and that was it. And so, when you have those kind of nights, it's just difficult. Pascal neutralized because it's an opposing shot blocker, nothing coming off your bench. And ultimately you look at this game, and there just wasn't really enough at all to sort of beat a team with Damian Lillard playing great. Like this is probably his best game for the Bucks, if not maybe the home opener or the season opener where they beat the Sixers. And Dame went supernova down the stretch. But honestly, this game he created like 80% of their offense, and it's just disappointing to me that the Raptors defense got punctured over and over and over again on like. At least force the Bucks to adjust. Like obviously Dame's good enough to adjust and still beat you, right? But they didn't even make him adjust. Like there was a simple thing of just he would attack off a high screen, one screen, maybe two screens, and they would just get downhill and he would just create open opportunities. And I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it just that's what the game felt like. It was just a repeat of the exact second play over and over again. I don't want to belabor this point all that much, so I'm just going to try to wrap it here. But your 3 stars from tonight's performance, I mean, Scotty was definitely number one. Scotty played great overall. I mean, even though he took a bit of punishment or whatever, but, he still played a really, really good game. It wasn't enough to change this game, no, but offensively, I love the fact that he was putting pressure, getting downhill, driving, creating. It was great to see. It was great to see Scotty play through contact against, Brook Lopez, because Brook Lopez had a ton of blocks. He had literally had 7 blocks today, and a lot of those were like Grady driving into him or like McDaniel driving into him, Pascal driving into him. Like they weren't going anywhere. Yak, going soft against them. Scotty just like powers through Brook Lopez, and it's something that's similar to what happened last year when the Bucks played in Toronto, where they were really struggling in that game, and they also made that furious comeback led by Scotty. It was the same fashion. Scotty is not afraid of Brook Lopez at the basket, which is absurd to me because like Brook Lopez is genuinely one of the top 3 rim protectors in the entire league, especially when he just camped out in the lane ready for you on the drive. And Scotty found different ways to finish, angles, using some strength, using some length, using some quickness, using some clever ideas, drawing the foul. Like he actually just got downhill so many times, especially in that fourth quarter, and it was really impressive to watch. Of course, I'm very happy to see 3 of 3 from 3 as well. But 9 rebounds, 7 assists. A lot of those were to Yak. Him running the pick and roll with Yak actually worked. I mean, Dennis couldn't get Yak open. Pascal couldn't get Yak open. Yak was kind of in Pascal and Dennis's way, but somehow Scotty was able to make it work. I think what that tells you is that his playmaking is on a different level from those other guys, especially in this game. So Scotty's getting your first star. Your second star, I mean, it's a real struggle to find a second star. If I had to pick a second star, I would just, I guess I'll go with Pascal, but like this is below average, very below average for his standards. 11 points, 4 of 9 shooting, 0-2 from 3, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Like he did good things offensively. He did generate enough for the Raptors, I think. Well, not enough. He generated more than others, compare aside from Scotty, but like you needed more than this. And 11, 7, and 5 is nothing to write home about, especially for a player of Pascal's talents. I mean, right now it just seems like his game is so limited to just only playing around the basket, and like that's gonna be schemed out by a lot of teams. Like Boston's gonna have no issues guarding that. For example, on Friday, and Detroit might even have no issues guarding that because all they have is big centers and actually some pretty, surprisingly athletic wing players who can really guard. So, if that's all that he can really do, then it's a really situational kind of like effect that he's having on the game right now. Certain games he's gonna have an awesome game, like he did against Washington and against Dallas, but that's entirely dependent on the defense. And a star kind of changes the defense or bends the defense or forces them to make compromises in a way that Pascal's not really doing in his current skill set. I think that he needs to trust the mid-range jumper a lot more. He needs to trust that he can get to that shot. He's also going to look for Yak a lot more. And then it's up for Yak to get open too. Like it's not just like only on Pascal, but ultimately, like if that 2-man chemistry doesn't work out, then I don't know, like you can't just leave him playing by himself, and especially if by himself is context dependent based on how many shot blockers are on the floor. But if I had to say a second best player was Pascal, so he's getting your second star kind of reluctantly. And then your third star, honestly, from my heart, I'm just gonna give it to Marquise Noel. He got his first career points in the league, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Got absolutely swallowed up on drives. Like it was kind of it looked unfair to see Noel drive, and then he's kind of got a step on his man and he drives, and then Robin Lopez is 7 feet and he's 5'6", and it's like, oh wow, this is not going to work. But a steal for a dime for a dunk. I mean, he made his debut and actually was entertaining for those 4 minutes. So for entertaining the crowd, I'm going to give it to Marquise Noel as the third star. But congrats to Marquise for making his debut. But yeah, I mean, this was a tough one. This was a really tough one. The Raptors had a good opportunity to play here, and I understand Milwaukee was motivated after getting beat here, but the Raptors defensively were so bad, and that has to be their calling card because we know they are just usually bad on offense, especially without their top shooters in OG and Gary. So you're going to need to guard, and they did not guard, and that's got to be fixed. So we'll see what they say at practice tomorrow. But that does it for the podcast. Thanks everyone for listening. Please continue to rate, review, subscribe to the Raptors Show, and we will have we have a big interview coming for you tomorrow, and I mean it. So
Hall of Fame vodka. That comes in a unique bottle shaped like a baseball bat. Or go for the goal with High Stick Vodka's hand-blown glass hockey stick, worthy of any collection. Enjoy on ice, no skates required. Find gifts for all in-store and online at lcbo.com.
Tune in to Real Kipper and Bourne for Game Time presented by Bet365. Download the betting app today and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca.
I have the test results. Impressive. During those unpredictable weather conditions, the improved Celsius 2 really performed when needed most. Our open country tire got us through tough weather on a variety of terrains. In the really bad conditions, Toyo Observe outperformed with advanced tread design, sipes, and of course, they've got nuts that really grip. That's a winning lineup.
You can get even better results. For a limited time, save up to $80 on select sets of 4 Toyo tires. Details at toyotires.ca.
What's happening these days? Gas and food prices are through the roof, and mortgage rates are skyrocketing too. Talk about bad timing. There's bills, car payments, kids' lessons, and what about the fun stuff? You need room to breathe and someone to help figure it out. You need New Borrow to show you how to solve your debt and save money with the equity in your home.
Use your home to get a loan with New Borrow.
Start your new tomorrow at newborrow.com.
The prophecy is true. Rib Sanity has returned to St. Louis Bar and Grill.
Amen, brother.
Yes, all you can eat ribs for just $27.99.
We are saved.
And a 23-ounce Molson pint for only $6.99.
Hallelujah.
Make haste. Rib Sanity is here for a limited time only.
I don't know what haste means.
It means fast.
St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since 1992.
Hey, Toronto sports fans. Heading to a game this season? The Bentwood at the Second City is the perfect spot for a pregame drink and bite. Why not join us for a burger and a pint, or tacos and a pint, or spaghetti and meatballs and a pint? You get it. Located at 1 York, steps away from the big game. With on-site parking, over a dozen screens, and a fast, fun menu, we're the perfect destination before or after the game. Visit BentwoodToronto.com.
This holiday, I'm shopping exciting offers every day at TSC. Check it out. They have Beats headphones and PS5 bundles with awesome games for my son. Apple iPads and KitchenAid mixers to impress my dad and hubby. Sweet stocking stuffers and gift sets my cousins will love. And for mom, a stunning Avera diamond necklace. Holiday shopping? Done. Light up your holidays with exciting offers every day at tsc.ca.
Okay, before we go, does anyone need to use the bathroom?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
You're sure you're sure?
Yep.
There are some things in life you can't trust.
Mommy?
Oh, come on. And there are some things you can, like the HP Smart Tank printer. With up to 2 years of ink included and outstanding print quality, you can always rely on the HP Smart Tank. From HP, Canada's most trusted printer brand. Available at Staples.
Thinking about investing? Need insurance advice? Cooperators can help. So if you need our next car should totally be a convertible investment plan, or but our son will want to drive it too, insurance plan. We do both. Cooperators. Investing in your future together. Mutual funds and related investment products are offered through Cooperators Financial Investment Services, Inc. Terms and conditions apply.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today, and your car can be gone tomorrow.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Voudriez-vous apprendre une autre langue?
Would you like to learn another language?
Como l'italiano?
Like Italian.
O español?
Or Spanish. With Babbel, learning a language is fácil, easy. Lessons take just 10 minutes a day and are voiced by real native speakers designed for all levels of learners. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
Meet the Rogers MasterCard. Most Rogers and Fido customers get 2% unlimited cash back with no annual fee. Visit rogersbank.com. Conditions apply.
This holiday season, the LCBO has gifts for all the passions and personalities of everyone on your list. For the sports fan who always knows the score, why not hit a home run with these limited edition spirits? Like Hall of Fame vodka, that comes in a unique bottle shaped like a baseball bat. Or go for the goal with High Stick Vodka's hand-blown glass hockey stick, worthy of any collection. Enjoy on ice, no skates required. Find gifts for all in-store and online at lcbo.com.
Tune in to Real Kipper and Bourne for Game Time presented by Bet365. Download the betting app today and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca.
I have the test results. Impressive. During those unpredictable weather conditions, the improved Celsius 2 really performed when needed most. Our open country tire got us through tough weather on a variety of terrains. In the really bad conditions, Toyo Observe outperformed with advanced tread design, sipes, and of course, they've got nuts that really grip. That's a winning lineup.
You can get even better results. For a limited time, save up to $80 on select sets of 4 Toyo tires. Details at toyotires.ca.
What's happening these days? Gas and food prices are through the roof, and mortgage rates are skyrocketing too. Talk about bad timing. There's bills, car payments, kids' lessons, and what about the fun stuff? You need room to breathe and someone to help figure it out. You need New Borrow to show you how to solve your debt and save money with the equity in your home.
Use your home to get a loan with New Borrow.
Start your new tomorrow at newborrow.com.
The prophecy is true. Rib Sanity has returned to St. Louis Bar and Grill.
Amen, brother.
Yes, all you can eat ribs for just $27.99.
We are saved.
And a 23-ounce Molson pint for only $6.99.
Hallelujah.
Make haste. Rib Sanity is here for a limited time only.
I don't know what haste means.
It means fast.
St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since 1992.
Hey, Toronto sports fans. Heading to a game this season? The Bentwood at the Second City is the perfect spot for a pregame drink and bite. Why not join us for a burger and a pint, or tacos and a pint, or spaghetti and meatballs and a pint? You get it. Located at 1 York, steps away from the big game. With on-site parking, over a dozen screens, and a fast, fun menu, we're the perfect destination before or after the game. Visit BentwoodToronto.com.
Honey, did you see that gross toenail commercial that says you should see a doctor?
Oh, yeah. Sure did.
So what are you waiting for?
Don't wait. Nail fungus should be taken seriously. At the first sign, show it to your doctor and ask about prescription treatments that can be applied to the nail.
This holiday season, the LCBO has gifts for all the passions and personalities of everyone on your list. For the sports fan who always knows the score, why not hit a home run with these limited edition spirits? Like Hall of Fame vodka, that comes in a unique bottle shaped like a baseball bat. Or go for the goal with High Stick Vodka's hand-blown glass hockey stick, worthy of any collection. Enjoy on ice, no skates required. Find gifts for all in-store and online at lcbo.com.
I have the test results. Impressive. During those unpredictable weather conditions, the improved Celsius 2 really performed when needed most. Our open country tire got us through tough weather on a variety of terrains. In the really bad conditions, Toyo Observe outperformed with advanced tread design, sipes, and of course, they've got nuts that really grip. That's a winning lineup.
You can get even better results. For a limited time, save up to $80 on select sets of 4 Toyo tires. Details at toyotires.ca.
What's happening these days? Gas and food prices are through the roof, and mortgage rates are skyrocketing too. Talk about bad timing. There's bills, car payments, kids' lessons, and what about the fun stuff? You need room to breathe and someone to help figure it out. You need New Borrow to show you how to solve your debt and save money with the equity in your home.
Use your home to get a loan with New Borrow.
Start your new tomorrow at newborrow.com.
The prophecy is true. Rib Sanity has returned to St. Louis Bar and Grill.
Amen, brother.
Yes, all you can eat ribs for just $27.99.
We are saved.
And a 23-ounce Molson pint for only $6.99.
Hallelujah.
Make haste. Rib Sanity is here for a limited time only.
I don't know what haste means.
It means fast.
St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since 1992.
Hey, Toronto sports fans. Heading to a game this season? The Bentwood at the Second City is the perfect spot for a pregame drink and bite. Why not join us for a burger and a pint, or tacos and a pint, or spaghetti and meatballs and a pint? You get it. Located at 1 York, steps away from the big game. With on-site parking, over a dozen screens, and a fast, fun menu, we're the perfect destination before or after the game. Visit BentwoodToronto.com.
I have the test results. Impressive. During those unpredictable weather conditions, the improved Celsius 2 really performed when needed most. Our open country tire got us through tough weather on a variety of terrains. In the really bad conditions, Toyo Observe outperformed with advanced tread design, sipes, and of course, they've got nuts that really grip. That's a winning lineup.
You can get even better results. For a limited time, save up to $80 on select sets of 4 Toyo tires. Details at toyotires.ca.
What's happening these days? Gas and food prices are through the roof, and mortgage rates are skyrocketing too. Talk about bad timing. There's bills, car payments, kids' lessons, and what about the fun stuff? You need room to breathe and someone to help figure it out. You need New Borrow to show you how to solve your debt and save money with the equity in your home.
Use your home to get a loan with New Borrow.
Start your new tomorrow at newborrow.com.
The prophecy is true. Rib Sanity has returned to St. Louis Bar and Grill.
Amen, brother.
Yes, all you can eat ribs for just $27.99.
We are saved.
And a 23-ounce Molson pint for only $6.99.
Hallelujah.
Make haste. Rib Sanity is here for a limited time only.
I don't know what haste means.
It means fast.
St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since 1992.
Hey, Toronto sports fans. Heading to a game this season? The Bentwood at the Second City is the perfect spot for a pregame drink and bite. Why not join us for a burger and a pint, or tacos and a pint, or spaghetti and meatballs and a pint? You get it. Located at 1 York, steps away from the big game. With on-site parking, over a dozen screens, and a fast, fun menu, we're the perfect destination before or after the game. Visit BentwoodToronto.com.
I have the test results. Impressive. During those unpredictable weather conditions, the improved Celsius 2 really performed when needed most. Our open country tire got us through tough weather on a variety of terrains. In the really bad conditions, Toyo Observe outperformed with advanced tread design, sipes, and of course, they've got nuts that really grip. That's a winning lineup.
You can get even better results. For a limited time, save up to $80 on select sets of 4 Toyo tires. Details at toyotires.ca.
Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief on CBS Sports Radio.
Hey, I just want to say appreciate you taking my call, and I love the show and always respect your opinion.
Call in now at 855-212-4CBS.
It's the JR Sport Brief show on CBS Sports Radio. To the top of the hour, we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson in a few seconds. I'm going to get back to your calls, 855-212-4CBS. Before we went to break, I gave you a big sigh. I just gave you a big sigh. Not of relief. Maybe of slight frustration, anxiety. I don't know. Shep, do you remember why I sighed? Oh, it was the guy who didn't have his radio down, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I'm trying to limit Shep speaking. His voice sucks. He doesn't feel good. Anyway. There was another side, by the way. There's an NFL player who's had a lot of sides this week. On Monday Night Football in the loss against the Denver Broncos, he had his hands on his head. He looked miserable. He turned the ball over a few times. It's Josh Allen. He's done a lot of sighing this week. Sighs of misery, sighs of pain. The Buffalo Bills now have a record of 5-5. Denver beat him 24-22. 4 turnovers in the game, including 2 interceptions by him, and then that fumble. It was ugly. Even if one of the interceptions went off the hands of Gabe Davis, an INT is an INT. Well, we know that Ken Dorsey, the offensive coordinator, here in his second season, since Brian Daboll left the head coach or left to coach the New York Giants, Ken Dorsey's gone. Joe Brady takes over. And for Ken Dorsey, who started off as the QB coach, there was obviously a relationship between him and Josh Allen. And that was done because he's not even on the team anymore. He's been fired. And so yesterday, we heard from head coach Sean McDermott. Well, today, we actually heard from Josh Allen. And he is kind of sad about what happened, firing Ken Dorsey, but he also understands it. Listen.
And the fact is, we play better as a team. We probably don't have to make a move like that. He was a big part of what we've been doing here in the last few years. I talked with Coach McDermott, and I understand the thought process of why we're doing it. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, we've got a game against a division rival on Sunday, and we still have time to turn this thing around.
Yeah, I told you, a lot of size. A division opponent, just say the name. It's the Jets, man. The Jets suck if you had no idea. It's the Jets. If the Buffalo Bills can't beat the Jets, then the Buffalo Bills don't deserve a damn thing. 855-212-4CBS. David is calling from Alabama.
Hey, JR, how's everything in hot Atlanta tonight?
It's okay in Atlanta. Go ahead.
Good deal, good deal. Hey, I just wanted to make one comment and then ask you 4 just yes or no questions, if that's all right.
You want to, this is a talk radio show, and I'm a talk show host, right?
Yeah, I was hoping so.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna promise you. I'm just gonna say yes or no to your questions without providing insight. That's not something I care to do, but you can try. Go ahead, quickly.
All right, well, if you want to provide insight, you can do it. I'll hang up and listen. How's
All
that?
right, go ahead. I'll try to take notes.
My comment is, I would have loved to have seen Draymond Green grab Ron Artest or Rasheed Wallace or Bill Laimbeer.
He'd be dead.
Back in the day.
Yeah, I agree with you. Ron Artest or Ben Wallace would punch his lights out. Yes, I agree.
All right, here we go. Here's the questions. And I got 3 college questions, 1 NFL question.
Oh, my God. Go for it.
My NFL question is, I took the Eagles over the Chiefs and 3 points. Is that a good bet?
Man, I'm not going to give you gambling advice. I'm not into gambling.
I've already placed the bet. Man,
that's go on. So it doesn't matter what I think. If you want to ask me about the game specifically, go for it. But you ruined one question. Go for the next one.
All right. If Sam Pittman gets fired at Arkansas, does Gus Malzahn have a chance to get that job?
I have no idea. I haven't delved all that deep into the coaching aspect of it. All I've looked at is Jimbo Fisher getting the boot. What's the next question?
Jalen Milroe plays 3 great games in a row for Alabama. Can he get into Heisman contention?
I don't think so, because I think you got to take a look at the quarterbacks who've been lighting it up all season long. I know that people want to take a look at Caleb Williams. He was supposed to be the favorite, and then he stunk, and now he's crying. I just think it's too late in the game for him to legitimately be a part of the Heisman conversation. What's the last question?
Last question. I appreciate you so much for taking them.
I'm trying.
Oh, I'm sorry. Since Georgia's gone back to number 1, if Alabama beats Georgia, or when they beat Georgia in the SEC championship, is Alabama not better to be in the playoff than an undefeated Pac-12 team?
That's tough. That's tough. It depends. It's not so much about whether or not they just beat them. I think it depends on what happens the rest of the year, both with Washington and Oregon. I think that's the reality. So I don't think it's as cut and dry as, oh, my God, if Alabama beats them, then they have to automatically jump in front of the line. I think it depends on what happens with those 2 Pac-12 teams the rest of the year.
Right.
A little bit more complicated than nobody's operating in a silo. Like, there's so many other factors that go into that.
Right. Well, I wasn't necessarily talking about going to number one, but
I'm not saying you saying number one. Just in a general sense, there are only 4 spots. I mean, look, next year when you get to 12, you won't necessarily have to worry about it. Okay, David?
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
All right. Well, David, let me tell you something. You're the first person to ever come on air and ask me 4 questions. You will also be the last person to ever come on air and ask me 4 questions, okay?
Well, I appreciate it.
That's nothing against you, but you want David, let me tell you something. There are a bunch of people on the other phone lines who want to talk too.
All right. Well, talk to them. Goddamn.
I will. Thank you, David. Call me back later, okay? All right, bye. Mike is calling from Washington State. You're on CBS Sports Radio.
Hey, JR. Good night. I hope you're having a great night, and thank you for taking my call.
Sure, man. You have 5 questions for me or 6?
Negative. No.
Okay, good. What's up?
Okay, so my comment is about Draymond. Guess what? If he would have been trying to pull this stuff that he's been doing lately or while in his career, if he would have tried to pull that stuff back in the mid-'80s when you had the bad boys, you had Riley's Knick teams, like you talked about Oakley, the Celtics, and I want to say the Sixers. I think Malone was on the Sixers in that time frame too. Draymond would have been dragged up and down the court or dragged off the court by any of those teams because they wouldn't have tolerated it.
Yeah, we know. The fact is, these dudes make so much money right now. There's no impetus for them to fight, and they've been around each other. It's a different league. I agree. It'd be nice if somebody. I'm sorry. I'm now somebody's going to curse me out for being an advocate of violence. But and hypothetically, it'd be nice if somebody punched Draymond Green in the face. It'd be nice. Like, I think he'd chill the hell out. But that's not the way the game is right now. Like, who's the candidate to punch him in the face? Who is it? Who actually plays basketball? Not some dude at the end of the bench. Who actually plays ball that would punch him square in the face? I couldn't tell you. And the fact that I got to think about it lets me know that there ain't no clear-cut favorite there. Don is calling from Clearwater in Florida. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show. What's up, Don?
Hi, JR.
What's up?
Hey, man, I just tell you that Draymond Green, what tickles me the most is that over the years I've heard a lot of sports so-called gurus talk about what a Hall of Famer he is, and this man has averaged around 3-4 points a game, 10 rebounds, and the only thing he's ever led is in technical fouls and ejections. But on top of that, JR, getting back to smacking somebody in the face, if you can remember back, I think it was in the 70s when Rudy Tomjanovich was with the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
He was running down the court, and Kermit Washington smacked him in the face and damn near killed him.
Yep.
And pretty much ruined his career. And I don't wish that on anybody, but somebody has got to have the nerve to stand up to this bully because he's nothing but WWE material. He is definitely not Hall of Fame NBA material. Thanks for taking my call, brother.
No problem, Don. Thank you for calling from Clearwater. Who in the WWE should beat him up? Like, who's the? I don't even know. Who's the biggest, baddest dude in the WWE right now? I wish I knew. Smacking people, beating them up. I have no idea. Shep, do you have any idea? I don't have no idea. Like, who?
Undertaker retired not too long ago. Would have been him.
Who?
Undertaker.
The Undertaker going to beat him up?
Yeah,
Tombstone,
100%.
Right? Tombstone. Okay.
I think Giant's still gone.
No, I found an answer. Better answer.
Who's that?
Brock Lesnar.
But he's not doing it anymore, right?
No, forget that. It doesn't matter. Forget WWE. If we needed to just have somebody beat the living hell out of Draymond Green, it should be Brock Lesnar, right?
Jared, he's old.
Have you seen that dude?
Yeah, I've seen Rocky too. Anyone looks good in pictures.
We're not doing this again now, are we? Are you gonna? I know you said you could beat Mike Tyson.
No.
Are you now insulting
of
Brock Lesnar?
No, of course not.
Are you telling me if we put you and Brock Lesnar And I don't care if it is a wrestling ring or an octagon or a bar room. You telling me you beating Brock Lesnar now?
Of course, we know no one's beating Brock Lesnar in that situation.
Did you just say Brock Lesnar only looks good in pictures?
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, but JR, like, he's got to be close to 50 at this point.
He's 46 years old.
Okay, got it. That's not a spring chicken in a physical sport, a very physical sport.
Shep, let's put it this way. If we locked Draymond Green and Brock Lesnar in a cell together, right?
Yeah.
If we put them in a cell with nothing in the room,
right?
Just four walls and a door to get in and out, do you think Draymond Green is beating Brock Lesnar in a fight?
I think he thinks he can, which is the start.
Do you? I'm asking you.
No, probably not. But he can get a few licks in there.
It's the JR Sport Brief Show here on CBS Sports Radio. We'll talk about Deshaun Watson more. Your calls, top 6 list in an hour more on CBS. Don't move.
With Delta Bingo Online, excitement can happen anywhere. The bus, the park, a coffee shop.
I just won bingo!
Even in this studio. Play bingo and slots at online.deltabingo.com. 19 plus Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
What's better than getting a delicious McMuffin and a medium premium roast coffee? Getting a delicious McMuffin and a medium premium roast coffee for only $4 plus tax. It's your favorite McDonald's breakfast for less. What's better than that? For a limited time at participating McDonald's in Canada, prices exclude delivery.
Today, you worked your tail off. Had a lunch break that didn't feel like much of a break at all. Rush hour traffic might as well have moved backwards. And now, thankfully, the workday is done. As the official beer sponsor of the Toronto Raptors, Coors Light knows all about going from the grind to the game. So when the Raptors are almost on, it's time to grab some friends and get ready to chill. Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the Toronto Raptors.
Sundays on City TV.
Did you hear that?
No.
What'd he say?
It's the talk of the town. Animation domination.
I love it. And by me, I mean you.
4 of your favorite shows, all in a row, starting with The Simpsons.
You hear that, Will? Homer Simpson matters!
Followed by Crapopolis.
Which I hear is the best part.
Then it's Bob's Burgers.
We'll be the ones laughing.
Finishing off with Family Guy.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Partying's in our blood.
Animation domination. Sundays on City TV or stream it on City TV Plus.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we've introduced Same Game Parlay Plus. It's a game changer. Making a same game parlay across different games has never been easier because the biggest games and most popular markets are now all in one place. Check out Same Game Parlay Plus and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
This winter, you may ask, oh, what fun is it to ride the 2024 Honda CR-V Hybrid? Well, dashing through the snow in a 204 horsepower sleigh, jingling all the way with Apple CarPlay and heated leather seats, you'll discover that the CR-V Hybrid isn't just efficient, it's made for fun adventures. And to make spirits even brighter, you don't have to wait to take one home. The 2024 CR-V EXL Hybrid is in stock today. Lease from just $149 weekly at 7.69% for 60 months, $2,650 down, OAC taxes extra. See HondaOntario.com.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming? Then it's time to try Babbel. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
This season is a symphony filled with vivid colors, seen on vast drives taken in a Lexus. Experience all that fall has to offer with the craft, confidence, and control of a Lexus.
For details on how you can spend this season driving in a 2024 Lexus NX, visit your local Lexus dealer or lexusontario.ca.
Start early Black Friday shopping today at TSC. Save up to 50% on must-haves and favorites from top brands. Discover perfect gifts with interest-free easy pay payments. Plus, big savings on electronics, home, fashion, jewelry, and beauty. Beat the rush. Shop early Black Friday and more exciting offers every day. Only at tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
Monte Carlo Inn, your home sweet home. Monte Carlo Inns would like to thank the many of you for visiting our hotels over the last several months. Monte Carlo Inns is very proud of our Made in Canada brand and are delighted to continue to be your home away from home for quality accommodations and functional meeting facilities in Southern Ontario. To save on your next stay with us or to book your next event space, book directly at MonteCarloInns.com. Monte Carlo Inns.
When it comes to tough, there's no such thing as second best. It's why we built the 2023 Ford F-150 with available Power Boost full hybrid V6 engine and class-exclusive Pro Power onboard. If you want the truck built with power, capability, and innovation, there's no substitute. There's only F-150. Until November 28th, get up to $5,500 in Black Friday rebates on select 2023 F-150 models. Visit your Toronto area Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
Hey, it's Ben Ennis. And I'm Brent Cunning. We got you covered on all things Leafs, Raptors, and Blue Jays every weekday morning, 6 to 9.
It's the new Fan Morning Show, Sportsnet 590 The Fan, and wherever you get your podcasts.
CJCL Toronto. You're on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. And this is CBS Sports Radio.
It's the JR Sport Brief Show here on CBS Sports Radio. Me? I'm coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to everybody tuned in and locked in all over North America. I don't care where you at. You could be listening live on your local CBS Sports Radio affiliate. We got hundreds. Cities like San Diego, here in Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Honolulu. I can go on, but I won't. What's up, Houston? All my folks listening on the Loop 610. What up? Hey, DC and Baltimore. I was just up there. I'll be back in a few weeks, too. I can't believe next week is already Thanksgiving. Damn it. Anyway, you can also listen on the free Odyssey app, AUDACY, Sirius XM channel 158. And if you got a smart speaker in your house, at school, at work, whatever, just get its attention, ask it to play CBS Sports Radio. It's Wednesday night, and an hour from now, I'm going to give you a new top 6 list because I won't be here next Wednesday. Tonight, I want to give you a top 6 list, and this is going to warm your heart. It's going to warm your soul. It's a top 6 list of things that I'm thankful for, particularly in the world of sports. Here in what year we in? 2023. Getting ready to look 2024 right in the face, but we'll talk about that later. Top 6 list coming in an hour. In about, 15, 20 minutes or so from now, we're going to have a conversation with someone who is ridiculously qualified to talk about sports from a management perspective because he was the GM and president for the Blazers and the Seahawks and the Seattle Supersonics. Bob Whitsitt is going to come through and join us. I'm going to ask him about Draymond, and then I want to get his thoughts on, some of the issues going on in sports like relocation. I want to ask when the damn Supersonics are going to be back up at Seattle. And so we got a lot to talk about. Bob Whitsitt has a book out right now. It's called Game Changer, and we'll learn all about it. It's great timing with all of the business things going on in the world of sports. And if you've listened to the first hour of the show, we've done a lot of talking about Draymond Green. A lot. I do want to talk about Deshaun Watson as well. We got a lot of people on the phone lines right now. Shep, should I get to the calls, talk to Bob, or should we talk about Deshaun Watson now? What do you think?
I would get to the calls.
Well, I do what Shep says. He's a producer.
Thank you.
Harold is calling from Houston. You're on CBS Sports Radio. What's up, Harold?
Hey, man, everything good, JR, man. I enjoy your show. Man, I just want to throw some names out there, man, for Mr. Draymond Green. Lonnie Shelton, Maurice Lucas, Charles Oakley, Charles Barkley, Lambeard. Any two ways Draymond played in that.
You said puppies, right? I think he said puppies. I hope he said puppies. John is calling from South Carolina. You're on CBS Sports Radio. What's up, John?
I love your music, man.
Which one?
Hey, I'm
the Ghetto Boys.
Are you the stuff before the last break?
I guess the Ghetto Boys. I guess I love them too. What's up?
Hey, Raymond Green. Get him up against any MMA guy, a professional about his size, and they made a movie about what would happen, down and out in Beverly Hills, because that would put him down and out for sure.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar would tear him up. Yeah.
Hey, on Deshaun.
Yes.
I'm the guy that called up and said the Browns made a deal with the dark side, and like the woman's revenge, so they got that going.
So you're
but
saying
the rookie starting.
You're saying this is women's revenge? What's happening to Deshaun Watson?
The karma, man.
Karma for who? The Browns or for him? Because he's still getting paid.
Yeah, but the Browns, that's what I'm talking about. I was never a fan of Deshaun. I just hoped.
Oh, let's be real, John. The Browns have been punished almost for an eternity before they even got there.
Yeah, I'm a fan since I was born in '53. Tell me all about it. But anyhow, what about the rookie starting? They're 6-3. You're kind of telling the defense, we're giving up 80 on the season. I know they can always bring TJ back in, and I'm hoping that's the plan if the kid doesn't look good, not just ride a storm out. But what do you think about that concept?
What, to run Dorian Thompson-Robinson out there?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you, man. I don't care. Like, Deshaun Watson went out. You want to know the first thing that I said to myself? I said, I ain't watching no more Browns games for the rest of the year. I'm not watching. I don't care. Like, there's no reason for me to watch. Like, obviously, I'll know what's going on because I got to talk about it. I need to be in the know. It's part of my job to know what the hell is going on. But I don't care. They can run P.J. Walker out there. They could run you out there at quarterback. The Cleveland Browns are cooked for the season. I'm not worried about them.
Well, I'm just worried about Myles Garrett's chance to be Defensive Player of the Year now. They're going to lose some of their belly.
Well, listen, man. What does he lead the league in sacks? What, he got like 11 now, 11 and a half, something give or take?
He's number one. I mean.
Yeah. Well, John, you worried about that. All I know is when I know the Browns ain't sniffing the AFC North title anymore. They have not a chance in hell to do anything in the postseason. And I got no interest outside of, oh, my God, what is the defense going to do to keep them into games? And if they should be so lucky, maybe there'll be some highlights on the offense. But they're done, man. The Browns are finished. There's nothing else. A matter of fact, they're so done. I'm not watching them for what? They were on the up and up. Deshaun Watson was on the up and up. He finally looked like he was getting back and rounding into form. And now the man got a broken bone in the shoulder. Like, what's that going to do? Matter of fact, Deshaun Watson, he spoke today, said he was surprised about the extent of the injury. Listen to Deshaun.
Very painful. The whole second half was painful to throw a football. It's a bone that's fractured in my shoulder. So no type of medicine or anything is going to stop the pain from that. But it's just frustrating all around. Just not being able to play and just the injuries.
Yeah, it was reported that he was ready to just get shot up with Toradol, I guess, and go out there and play. And they're like, no, bruh. Like, you can further damage the broken bone in your shoulder already. You don't want to do that. And then he's already dealing with a high ankle sprain. So he's counting all of his $230 million while his leg is busted up and so is his shoulder. I'm not going to wish negativity on the dude. Get well soon. But, this ain't looking all that good for the Browns. They handed him a guaranteed contract, $230 million. And we know about the suspension from last year, missed 11 games, came back, had to try to play into shape. The Browns went 7-10, and now he's back. They're 6-3, and he's going to miss the rest of the year. Find me somebody in San Diego who's excited about the Browns. Find me somebody in Houston who says, oh, my God, I now have to watch the Browns now that Deshaun is out. People don't care. People in Cleveland care. But ain't nobody rushing to see the Browns. 855-212-4CBS. 855-212-4CBS. Andrew Berry, his own GM for the Browns, he feels bad about this situation himself. Listen.
We are, very disappointed and devastated for Deshaun, especially given all that he has battled and gone through, medically, this season, and especially in light of, how well he's played since, since his, most recent injury.
Yeah, I mean, you're already dealing with a shoulder injury. Now you got a broken bone in there, and he played. Don't tell anybody these NFL players ain't tough, man. Come on. 855-212-4CBS. It's 855-212-4CBS. John is here from Charlotte. You're on the JR Sport Brief Show.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, you're live on the radio. What's up?
All right, yeah, it's kind of a question about, Hall of Famer status. Now, since Cam's probably the greatest running quarterback we've ever really seen, you think he would be able to get in the Hall of Fame, even though he didn't really have that long of a career or win the big one?
Hold on a second. Do you think it is without a debate that Cam Newton is the best running quarterback that we've ever seen?
Well, I mean, just in the amount of time, when he was active, healthy and everything, not even really any running backs had as many rushing touchdowns as he did.
He was a quarterback.
Julius Peppers at quarterback.
He was a quarterback bulldozer. I don't know if I'd say that he was the best running quarterback of all time. I think Warren Moon might have a word with you. I think Michael Vick would definitely like to have a word with you. But to answer your question about Cam Newton, a Hall of Fame, no, I don't think so.
And he kind of changed the game, though. I mean, look at it now. We got, Josh Allen and all these big, bulky quarterbacks coming in now.
John, I don't think Cam Newton changed the game, no.
You really think we'd have defensive ends at quarterback if it wasn't for him, though?
Have you seen the guy a guy who preceded him? There was some dude named Dante Culpepper. Okay, what defensive?
You couldn't really put Culpepper with Cam, though. I mean,
no. You're talking about no. Stop. You're telling me about size. I assume that's why you said defensive end. Dante Culpepper was big as hell. Listen,
yeah,
John,
but he was big.
John, hold on. John, I don't want to hang up on you. I want to talk to you. You're looking at this from some very Panthers-colored glasses, okay? Cam Newton did very well. An MVP, a few Pro Bowls, went to a Super Bowl, was afraid to fall on a fumble, and then his style of play, being a battering ram, caused him to be hurt and ended his career. That's just flat what it is.
I feel like it was more the GM that kind of caused that, though, don't you think?
Nah, it don't matter who, what. Look, the man got hurt because of his style of play. I'll tell you this.
I agree with you on that. He was basically the whole running game for most of his career,
yes,
right?
he was, but he ain't no Hall of Famer, okay? And he also didn't change the game. Damn. Thank you for the homerism, but no thank you. Who am I going to come up now? Cam Newton changed the game. How? Please tell me. Since he went to the Super Bowl, what have we seen that has just really changed things around? Him specifically. Help me out. Where's the Steph Curry effect from Cam Newton that we didn't see? I don't know. Yeah, he was bigger than everybody. He was a battering ram. But what? Type of things that make me want to smoke. I feel like Josh Allen now. Just sign all over the damn place. 855-212-4CBS. Robert is here from New Orleans.
Yeah, man. I just want to ask your opinion. Who do you think the leading candidate is right now to receive the Heisman this year?
I would probably go with Penix right now. I think Caleb Williams